Welcome to session 21. And previously, you continued your journey until you arrived at a river. There, you found a partially broken down bridge covered in ivy, strange ivy covering rocks, and a tree on the far side of the bridge, and three large sets of glowing green crystals. On one of the crystals, you found a set of 9 markings. You found that the crystals absorb spells, and whenever they do so, they emit a tone, one low, one medium, and one high. You figured out that the markings were a set of 9 tones, and then you figured out which order to activate the crystals in. Afterward, 3 metal shafts opened up in the ground, leading to a complex below. You were able to enter the complex in 3 different locations, but found most of the doors locked. To open the doors, Eyre, the only one able to understand the machines, had to answer questions at 2 of the locations. The third location seemed to have an error. Finally, each location had to be activated at the same time. You started to explore, starting with the lower right entrance. You found out that the experiments had escaped and had to deal with several plant creatures and vines. You avoided traveling to the south due to creatures in the hallway, and instead explored what appeared to be a water treatment area, and beyond you found a hidden tunnel leading to a storage area. There, Char was destroyed as Ragu attempted to send him to a nearby room after hearing sounds of lightning. You are now in the northern area of the complex, just outside of a large room with strange colored plants, vats, and ravenous plants that seem to be locked in place. You still do not know what is at the southern part of the complex. And as we begin, it is still Kaliak 5th, and you find yourself just below the northern entrance into the complex. So I'll go ahead and move everybody to the map. River crossing. And let me make sure everything's set up. Yep. So everybody's on the map. And so what do you do? And just to make sure I'm not talking, or that everybody can hear me, do you guys hear everything I just said?
Yes, but I am not on the map. Or at least I see only black.
Okay. So were you missing last time?
I was
Okay,
missing
that's why.
last
No
time.
problem. I'll get that fixed real quick.
Sweet.
All right, Galen, can you see on the map now?
I can. You're a bear, Pico.
Yuppers.
And Mel, I haven't heard anything from you. Or you? Can you hear?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay,
Yes, I can hear you.
no problem. All right. So, is there anything you guys want to say to Galen that I didn't cover before we continue?
Ah.
Very interesting, Pico. Thank you.
Alrighty. So, what do you do?
Were we going to go in and be attacking these creatures here, or did we want to take a rest first? We were still discussing that when we last were there.
I heard what you said, Regu, but you were pretty quiet. So, what do you guys say?
Sorry, I said we were discussing whether or not we were going to take a rest first or go in and just attack these things. We were still in the middle of discussing that. Anybody, any input?
I'm good to go. That's just me.
How long have we been in here?
I don't know, DM, how long have we been here?
Oh, how long have you been? Yeah, you guys have probably been here for a couple of hours. And you were traveling at night, and so it's probably in the morning.
Wait, we were traveling at night? I thought we already changed our schedules.
Apparently not yet.
I think we did. Let me double check. Um, Yeah,
I
Kalec the fifth.
I got here that we stayed at the camp for a whole day so that we can start traveling a day on the 6th.
Yeah, on the fifth we lounged off. So that set us up for the morning of the sixth. So we started traveling and ended up here.
Okay, so we're on the 6th then. All right. In that case, if you were here in the morning, then it's probably afternoon.
Okay.
Which means you guys can spend a couple more hours and it would be time to camp anyway, or you can press on. It's up to you.
You can stay in bear form how long, Dave?
That long,
All right,
2 hours.
cool.
Do you not? Oh, your token's way down there. That's why. There you go. All right. So does that mean you guys are taking a short rest?
Yes.
Sure.
Do we actually have a need for one? I mean, I know Galen's all beaten up from the earlier battles. Is that right,
Yeah.
Galen?
Yeah, I'm pretty roughed up. But no, I think we're fine. Were we gonna fight somebody in this room? I'm just staying kind of quiet because I don't really know what the next move is.
You
Or
can
like,
peek. If you want, you can move your token by where Ragu is and take a peek, because that's something that we were allowed right before the end of last session, so you can kind of see the kind of Venus traps. The what's it called? The
oh, okay,
Yeah, they're attacking us.
cool.
So yeah,
So
we're
yeah,
rush
Galen,
in.
these yellow things are large vats full of liquid. Although there are cracks and breaks in the glass, so they're not all the way full.
Hmm.
Inside, you see some sort of plant material. You
Yeah.
see fairly large trees with red leaves. You see grass below them that is a fairly red, pinkish in color. And then you see these strange shrubs with a fairly saturated blue color. And then finally, you see in these sections of ground, kind of circular sections of ground that are embedded in the ground. You see these fluorescent-looking plants growing out of it, and you can see that they twitch every once in a while, and it looks like they have mouths that open and close. And
Okay.
previously, one of them had attempted to attack Char with a long tongue, but fortunately, Char was able to escape. Granted, he later got killed anyway, but not by these plants.
Oh, that's very unfortunate. All right. Hmm.
So yeah, it's afternoon. You guys have spent a couple hours exploring. So I guess you guys are deciding whether to continue exploring or to take a short rest.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't really see why we would take a short rest. So, I'd say we keep exploring.
Okay. And why do I feel like we're missing somebody? Oh, there. Never mind. Ragu's there. All right. In that case, what do you guys do?
I mean, if
Ragu,
we're
are you awake?
Yeah, I'm awake.
I thought you were trying to lobby to get time to bring Char back.
No, I'm okay. I mean, I don't really need him for the fight. I just didn't know what everybody else was doing. I couldn't tell what your hit points were at.
And down at the southern passage is some assassin vines.
That's right. You guys didn't finish going that way because you didn't want to deal with them at the time.
Yep.
We can definitely go deal with them if that would be a little more straightforward than the.
If you're talking Ragu, I can't understand you.
Sorry. I had a mouthful. I was trying not to chew in the mic.
Okay.
Um, I was gonna say if we wanted to take care of those that hallway, if you think it'll be more straightforward than whatever these Venus flytraps are.
I think so.
Yeah, I don't have any plant-related magic either, so that might be a hard fight.
Really? I thought you had a stump remover.
Oh, my fire blast?
Yeah.
That's fair.
Hmm.
All right.
And let's go.
So what I would say then is go ahead and position yourselves to where you want to be, and then obviously you can't get within 1 hex, but position yourself outside of that, and then um, when somebody moves into their hex or attacks them, they'll get 1 attack, and then we start combat. So I would suggest Pico, Galen, and Devok get yourselves into whatever position you want to be in.
We're going this way?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, straight south.
Yeah.
I believe last time Ragu had discovered some things about these plants. Can you remind us, Jeremy, as to what these things were weak or not against and all that kind of stuff?
Yep, that's true. You guys had checked that. So they are resistant to cold and fire. They're immune to mental conditions, and that's actually about it.
Okay.
No. Why is everything resistant to my fire? So
And
sad.
and you're Galen. What they've discovered so far is that these creatures, these plant creatures, they can actually walk around, and there's some sort of experiments, and they seem to have been specifically bred or constructed or however that worked with extra resistances that normally creatures like this wouldn't have. All right, so in that case, I'm going to have everybody roll initiative, and then once you do so, one of you can take a free attack, and we will begin combat. Mainly because they don't know you're coming until you're within 1 hex, or they get attacked.
Bad roll.
Did everybody roll? Looks like it.
Mhm.
All right, so is anybody who's going to attack?
I will.
Okay, so go ahead and take your attack, and then we'll begin. Oh,
Hold
not
on,
everybody rolled initiative? I'm sorry. I thought. Who's missing?
I think
One,
I'm there.
2, 3, 4. I only see 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, your roll is on the thing, but you didn't.
Uh,
Yeah, I don't know why that happened. Go ahead and roll again, and I'll just change it to 16 because that's what you got. I don't know why it does that sometimes. Sorry about that. All right. So go ahead, Oreo. All right. So yeah, that's a hit. Okay, and it is you're attacking from surprise, so you can get your
oh,
you
sweet.
get your sneak attack. Cool. So that looks like 22 damage, which is definitely a good chunk. And now we begin combat. Now they're aware of your presence. All right, Pico, you saw Oreo attack. What are you gonna do?
Guess I'll hop over here, booming blade this thing. If I ever figure out what I did with my character sheet.
And actually, Oreo, you should have had advantage. So why don't you roll that just in case you crit? So just roll one more
Okay.
time, real quick.
Sure.
Okay.
So go ahead and
That's a hit.
swipe at it. And then on top of that, there will be
Dave, if you're talking, you're completely dead silent.
5 extra points of damage on top of that.
So it looks like 13 total. definitely a good hit, and the thing is definitely before it even knows what's going on. Basically, it's almost dead. Is that the end of your turn?
And then I just remembered I left a cake in the oven over here.
Fair enough. All right, Oreo, it's your turn in combat. So what are you gonna do? It's almost the first one in your line of sight is almost dead.
I will shoot again.
Okay,
Um,
that is not a hit. It hits the wall nearby, unfortunately.
and that's my turn.
And Ragu, you can see that the creature in front of you is almost dead. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna step around and go ahead and wail on it. Let's see. No advantage.
That's a hit.
All right.
All right. So it looks like 6 points of damage. It's still alive, although badly hurt.
Then we'll follow it up with a slashing attack.
And that hits as well. For another 7 points of damage. And as you can see, it is most of it's been torn apart, but somehow it keeps moving. Is that the end of your turn?
That is.
All right.
Yeah, Galen, this is that gardening project that you missed out on.
Yes, of course.
All righty.
Is
One
that
of the creatures comes around the hallway, moving around its ally and attempting to grab a hold of you, Ragu.
Oh yeah, they're really affectionate vines.
Yeah, of
So
course.
it grabs you and begins to squeeze with a 22. So that's normally a hit. Does that hit?
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and let that hit.
Okay, so squeezes you for 19 points of damage, and you are now restrained. You can make a DC 13 athletics check on your turn to attempt to escape. Then the second one, the one that is badly hurt, lashes out in pain.
Boom! I'm assuming it's moving.
No, because it's not moving because Ragu's right there. Lashes out in pain at the closest target with a 17, which is still good enough to hit. So are you going to let that hit?
That one I'm gonna arcane defend or arcane block.
Okay, so you see it. Its vines seem to wrap around this invisible force before dropping to the ground. All right, Davak, you can hear the sounds of combat ahead of you, but from there you can't see it yet.
Yeah.
Now you can.
I guess I'll shoot whatever the closest one is.
Okay, so just so you know, the one that's a bit further away is almost dead. The closer one is at full health.
Okay, then I'll shoot my first one at the further away one.
Okay, go for it. That's a hit. And you finish it off.
And then that on the other one.
That's also a hit for a solid 10 points of damage. That the end of your turn?
Yeah.
All right, Galen. You can see that you heard one of the creatures get taken down. However, Ragu is restrained by the other creatures. So what are you going to do?
Okay. Let me step out. Actually, get a peek at what's going on. Okay, then I guess I'll just have to shoot at this one.
Okay.
I'm gonna shoot a firebolt.
All right.
That's probably not gonna
That does
hit.
not hit. It hits the wall
Alright.
nearby. That in your turn?
Dang. Okay. Yeah, but no, I'm gonna run away actually too.
It's probably a good idea. All right. It's the beginning of round 2. Pico, you heard one of the creatures get slain, but the other creature is currently squeezing Ragu. What are you going to do?
Let's see. Well, I guess if it is preoccupied, I'll work my way around over to this side. Can I get more? Yeah, that might help people a little better.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Actually, Well, no, I guess the way the line of that works. All right, so what am I going to do to this thing? Oh, that's going to be pretty mediocre. I'll just go ahead and do another booming blade attack.
Okay, go for it. Unfortunately, that does not hit.
All right, well, I will sit there and curse my wonderful luck.
Fair enough. All right, Oreo, you can see that the vine creature is currently has Ragu wrapped up. What are you going to do?
I'm gonna switch weapons, go here. Is that considered flanked?
It is.
Sweet. Alright, I'm gonna stab it with a dagger. Give me a sec.
That hits. Okay, and you get your sneak attack as well because.
Oh, right, yeah. Keep forgetting.
Yep. So 21 damage, which.
And then,
Okay, go ahead.
oh, go ahead, do your thing. And I
I
was
was
gonna
just
say, I
gonna
was gonna,
say he's down to way less than half health, so he's getting down there. Go ahead.
and then bonus action, I'll use my claws on it. Uh, again, that's at advantage, right? Because of
Yep.
flank. So.
Yep.
No,
But even
I.
with advantage, it's hard to claw these vines.
It's fine. I'll stay put.
All right. All right, Ragu, you are currently restrained. You can make a DC 13 athletics check if you want to spend your action to break free.
Yeah, because I don't have a whole lot of else to break.
I'm assuming that's a yes, but it's really hard to hear you.
Yeah, I said yeah. It's,
Okay, go ahead and roll.
DC 13. Wait, saving throw or
It's an athletics check.
the
Although you're only grappled, right? Maybe
No,
you
he's
just make
restrained.
restrained.
But you do break free, so you hit the ground. You spent your action, but you still have your movement and your bonus action.
my movement's gonna stay there since I spent my action breaking out. I can't stab him with my knife as a bonus, can I?
No, you have to do an attack to do that. Okay,
Okay, yeah, then I don't have.
but you are free at least, so that's good. All right, the assassin vine, you just broke free, and it's surrounded, so it doesn't really have very many options. So it's going to attempt to grab you again, Ragu. Let's see if it succeeds. With a 19, that would succeed. Is that going
That
to?
I will go ahead and proc shield.
Fair enough. So again, it seems to hit this mysterious force, unable to grab you. All right, Devok, you can see the assassin vine is surrounded and almost dead. What are you going to do?
Shoot it. Let me bring up the character sheet. Okay.
That hits.
Okay.
Okay, 8 points. And a critical hit. Can you finish it off? Unfortunately not, but you still did a fair amount of damage. The thing is at less than 1/5 of its original health. All right, Galen, the creature is almost dead and is completely surrounded. What are you going to do?
All right, I'll just move forward to get better view on it and shoot it.
Okay.
Wait, did you say the resistances were?
Fire and ice.
cold.
Okay, then I'm actually gonna move in and then use shocking grasp. I get
At advantage.
Yeah.
advantage, right?
Yep. That hits.
Sweet.
And it has 7 hit points, so you finish it off. So that is the end of the combat. All right, you've taken out the plants, and you see the end of the hallway. There is a single door, and the handprint is glowing green.
I'm gonna check one of these piles.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll help.
sure, go ahead. All right, you search through the pile, and you find a cylinder that is about 2 feet long and about 3 inches wide. It is silver metal, and you see a bunch of symbols etched on the surface, but you don't know what they mean.
Does this seem at all similar to the fire ones and stuff we've found so far?
No,
Are they similar to
it's
the
definitely
larger
longer than
missile
that.
ones?
Say it again,
Are they
Reagan.
similar to the larger? Are they similar to the larger missile ones that we found in the
No, they're too thin
crater?
to be those. It seems to be it's very long and fairly narrow, so you don't recognize it.
And you said there were markings on it?
There are markings on it, yes.
Hey, Galen, do these markings mean anything to you?
Let me read them.
Galen, go ahead and roll your d8.
Okay.
You don't recognize them unless you make the d8.
Okay. Are they, do I know if they're the Lumev like language that I
Yes,
know the
they look
authorization code is?
familiar. They do look like the same language that you'd studied part of, and
Mm-hmm.
definitely that you've seen in other locations.
All right, then I'll roll that up. No, nothing,
Okay,
sorry.
so yeah, you don't know what it means, but it's definitely that same language.
Here, we can write it down though, and I can I've been working on deciphering this language slowly, very slowly, so we can keep this in mind.
Yep, you could definitely do that.
Okay, I'll write that down in my notes. Just like, what should I call it? Like
It's a 2 foot
wall room?
long, 3 inch diameter silver rod um, with runes on it, markings on it. That's all you know. It
Could I
seems to be
Okay.
investigate?
one. It seems to be one whole piece. There's no cavities or holes or buttons or anything like that. Oreo, what were you
So,
saying?
all right.
Galen was saying something. Finish your thought.
I was just wondering if somebody else wanted to have it, I could just put the runes down in my notes. It doesn't really matter to me if I carry it or not.
As you're deciding who carries it, it weighs half a pound.
Can I check out the other pile?
Yep.
I'll help.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you search through it, and you find um, a miniature silver statue that looks like a humanoid with its in robes with its arms straight up in the air, but its features seem blurred and indistinct.
Okay.
Um, so okay, actually while we're looking at things, I'll take a peek at that statue, but did I get to roll my oh, me. Did I get to roll my thing for the weird spaghetti monster, the weird vine creature? Does that
The
do I
assassin vine.
yeah, do
Um,
I get to
so
recognize
would you
that or is
know
that
about
something
that?
that
I don't think you have any memories of that one, or you wouldn't have any memories of that one. So no, you didn't, or no, you don't.
okay, that's fine.
So were you going to hold on to that cylinder, or did Ragu want to, just in case it explodes or something?
I don't mind. I
Yeah,
was gonna
I
ask
don't
him
mind.
about weight. Okay. All right.
It's just a half pound.
Yeah.
Yep. Somebody write it down, or you can leave it. It's up to you guys.
No, we're not leaving it.
No. Oh,
There are only two piles, and the other one got checked already.
this one over here.
Wouldn't we have been up that way
Yeah, you guys
earlier?
have been here before. It's just you didn't go down the hallway because you didn't want to deal with the vines.
I don't remember actually checking that pile, but okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys all checked all the hall piles you had access to.
All right.
So yeah, do you want it, Ragu, or should I write it down?
Um.
Oh, wait, no, I
Yeah.
see what
Sure.
he's
I'll.
talking about. We might not have checked this one that's on the
Right
south
there.
side of the
Yeah.
door.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go ahead
Yeah,
and
go
write
ahead
it
and
down.
roll then.
So
Do
I'll
you want to
help.
roll? Or you want me to roll?
I guess I can roll if you don't want to.
All right. You search the pile, and you're pretty certain there's nothing in there except for scrap.
Not just crap, S crap. All right. Well, so does that little statue look interesting at all?
It does. It looks fairly artistic, almost like it was depicting something from the past, maybe, or something fanciful.
Hmm.
Yup, I'm gonna just add it to my collection. Although, Galen, did you want to check it out? I don't know if it will.
The statue? Sure, I'll check it
Yeah.
out.
Does it reawaken anything in him? Memories? I don't know.
It might. Yeah, you can go ahead and roll, Galen. Basically, you
Sorry,
only
I'm
get
writing
one
down.
roll for a type of things, but I don't think we've had that type before. So yeah, go ahead.
Okay, 1 second. All right. Oh, I got some random mass memory.
All right.
I'm good at picking.
You have a memory, and what you see in the memory um, is you see piles of these large green crystals, and as you look around, the world around you seems really big, or you're really small. Um, and you see these thin filaments being attached to the crystals. And you remember asking somebody, you're not sure who they are, although you get the vague impression that they're important to you, but they are really big. And you ask him what they are, and he says, "Oh, don't you worry about it. They're they're our future." And then the memory ends.
Dang. Okay.
Should have worried
Interesting.
about it.
Yeah. Well, all right. I'll tell everybody about the vision I had.
Okay. All right.
You said that the door down here is green.
Yeah. So are the other ones that you guys opened.
So that means we can open it then
Yes.
at this point. I'll open it.
Okay. You you open it. It opens into a yellow-looking room due to the light coming from the large vats, and you see a lower section of the room that seems to have some tables with objects on them and strange glowing rectangles, similar to what you've seen elsewhere. In one of the vats, you see what looks like crab parts, but on a massive scale. And some of these, like claws and such, and some of these parts seem to have mechanical elements embedded in. And in the other vat, you see are floating several crystals, similar to the crystals seen outside. But these crystals seem to be tethered together by thin and flexible, shimmering filaments or wires. You get the feeling that each crystal is part of a whole. The vat itself is about half full, with large sections of glass broken above the liquid. And then down below, you can see some uh, glowing symbols and diagrams on these displays, although you're too far to make out much more. So what do you
Do
do?
the things in the bottom there, those plants look normal to us from where we're standing?
These plants, they're basically hanging from what looks like planters in the walls, and they look like those blue bushes like in the room above, to the north. They don't seem to be moving or anything though.
I think it's safe to go in.
Okay, as you enter, you see several tables. Oh, sorry, I'm on the wrong layer. You see several tables, and on this table, you see what looks like scrap or objects. You see what looks like a whole bunch of thin little wires of some sort, and you see glowing rectangles with scrolling symbols. You see a object, like a box-like object, with a tube going into the wall and some sort of glowing rectangle. Um, and then of course an empty table, and you also see glass all around the vats where the glass was shattered. So what do you do?
Check out these
Um,
open wires. I bet they're safe.
You look at it, and the surface of the wires seems to be pretty shiny and smooth. It doesn't look like
Ooh.
raw metal. It looks like something covering or something. It's like little, really small little tubes.
Hmm.
They are coming out of the wall and then going into the floor.
Hmm.
These crab parts with the mechanical things coming out of them, they pretty much look exactly like the bits and pieces from those weird larger crab things that were
They do
doing
actually,
their little dance.
and in
Yeah.
fact, one thing you notice is on the glowing rectangle closest to you, you can see what looks like symbols and diagrams, and the diagrams look strikingly like those large creatures you witnessed. And in fact, they seem to be showing um, what the insides look like, and they seem to be pointing out different mechanical elements.
Oh, I definitely do my best to copy as much of that down as possible.
Okay, and that was on this particular. Oh, sorry, I'm on the wrong layer again. That was on this particular display, or this glowing rectangle seems to have other stuff on it.
Okay. Well, I'll look at that too. But
Oh, you can look at this one now. Okay.
oh yeah, well, I don't know how long I need to
Oh yeah,
to
that's true.
scribble
You're gonna
stuff down.
spend if you're copying that stuff down. It's kind of flashing by, and you're kind of like waiting for something. Okay, I'm gonna jot it down, and then So it's probably gonna take you a good half an hour just to make sense out of any of that. So someone
Oh
else can
yeah,
look
in
at the
that case,
rest.
everybody else. Yeah, somebody else. Go ahead. Sorry.
So Oreo, I'll go ahead and pick on you next. What are you gonna be doing?
I normally just leave any of the technical stuff to the rest of the guys to check out. So I'm just gonna anything that catches my eye, I guess, anything that looks shiny, anything that stands out. That's a general scope of the area. I'm not really interested in too much of the stuff that's laying around.
Okay. So that's you're looking around for that kind of thing. All
Mm-hmm.
right. So Pico, what are you doing?
I guess I'll check out this table or whatever I'm in front of.
Yep, you're looking at the table and you see that there is a bunch of different cylinders that are open with a bunch of unidentifiable parts jutting forth. You see a lot of it is rusted or in bad repair, like it's been just sitting here for a very long time. But you do sort of recognize some of the bits and pieces look somewhat similar to what you saw in those crab creatures.
Does any of the cylinder stuff look similar to the cylinder we found in the hallway?
No, it looks actually distinctly different than that. Like you suspect that wherever that cylinder came from, it wasn't made here, or at least not on that table.
So what's up with these three doors?
Yep, the doors are closed and they are accessible. But before we get to that, Galen, what are you doing?
Uh, I've been looking at these wires. I want to look at these big green things. They're kind of neat.
Okay, so um, Ragu looked at one of them, but so
Oh, okay.
I'll talk about the second one, which is the southern one. Anyway, you see
Hmm.
a glowing rectangle showing symbols and diagrams, and the diagrams show some crystals connected by bolts of energy or lightning. You see a
It's a
smaller
crystal.
rectangle with symbols, which Ire could walk up and tell you he recognizes those symbols meaning language. So it seems to be showing crystals connected by lightning, and there seems to be a button below that says language.
I'll push the language button.
You do so, and this is what pops up. Hold on. So you see a screen,
Huh.
and you see you see words, the things on the left side, the cycle between a language you do not understand, um, but that you've seen in most of the locations of Lumev, and machine speak, which Ire can actually translate. And then next to the words, you see three symbols, each belonging to the group of symbols that you see at the bottom. Each of the three symbols next to the words are always displayed at one of three heights. The word set changes every 15 seconds, um, but the four symbols at the bottom remain consistent. And finally,
Okay.
Ire tells you that the four symbols at the bottom, that uh, there's some symbols below that tell you red is fastest, cyan is slowest,
Okay.
and that it just keeps flashing words and words and symbols every 15 seconds. The words change, and then the set of symbols next to the words changes.
Interesting. Okay, is this like some type of translator? I don't
And
know red dot speak. It looks like Braille or something.
And you also notice that the words themselves seem to flicker slightly.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do?
The words are flickering slightly. Red is
Yep.
fastest, cyan is. I'm gonna call somebody smart over here. I think this is a puzzle, guys. We got a puzzle here.
So,
There's
I think I'm
three.
supposed to interact with it somehow.
Is that supposed to? Four sets? Is it four sets of words, like in based on the picture?
So basically, those are four of the words, but every 15 seconds you see a different set of words, and those different set of words have a different set of three symbols next to it. This is a representative set, so it's four words out of
Oh,
the
I
whole
see.
set.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay.
Based on how many different words that flash by, you would guess that there might be a total of 400 words. And each word has three of these symbols next to it that belongs to. You see the four symbols at the bottom. Each one of those has three symbols that belong to that set, and each of those symbols is at one of three heights. And you got here when Galen pushed language, when he was looking at the crystals connected by lightning. And finally, the words themselves are flickering like the button was.
Was language the only option you had, Galen?
No, there were some other options, but I don't think there's a back button. You can check the other one. I think the other one's the same.
I'm gonna let Ragu do that one.
Okay, I go ahead and if I'm done jotting everything down yet, or not
Okay.
yet, no,
Yep.
or yeah, I am,
Half
I
an hour
guess.
passes.
All right. So yeah, I go check that out.
Okay. Should be able to see it on your screen still.
I am away from keyboard.
Oh, you're away from computer?
Yeah, temporarily, just a second.
Okay. Yeah, that'll probably make it harder.
Do we see any sort of buttons or anything that seem to match up with these colored symbols?
You do not see any buttons on there. However, like I said, the words themselves are flickering.
When you say flickering, I mean, mm,
Like pulsing. In the previous screen, the button pulsed, and on this screen, the words are pulsing.
So we can push the words is essentially, I think, what's happening. We can push the words if we want to.
well, we don't know. You
But
can try. Go ahead and hit it.
I don't want to hurt something. Okay, I'm gonna push the third word down.
Okay, you push the third word down, and then you hear three tones: high, middle, low, and
Oh
the
my God, it's music. Okay,
yeah.
okay, got it. Oh, okay, so, huh.
And you know that red is fastest and cyan is slowest. Um, so yeah,
Oh, so it's like their huh? So ba ba ba, and then ba 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 ba. Okay, interesting. And then is that thing at the bottom is well, what's the white one? The white one with the circle? That's interesting. That's not blue. So cyan is the slowest.
yeah. So
Yeah?
red is the fastest. Cyan is the
And
slowest.
cyan is the slowest. Okay, so we've got what appears to be like an eighth note, a quarter note, a half note, and a whole note at the bottom there. And then some form of just pitch-based scale, although it's not based on a scale, which is also very fair. Huh. Okay, so it played a song. We need to play some type of song. There needs to be,
But
And
it changes
we
every
need
15 seconds, and there's apparently about 400 words.
yeah, so we need to make a lot of song. Maybe this is like how we communicate with the machines. Maybe they communicate just through exact pitch and like rhythm. I don't know. This is really
Didn't
interesting.
when we were outside and Pico, because I was away from the computer at the moment, but um, at that time when you were doing a synchronization of the I don't want to say notes, but the crystals on the surface before getting
Mhm.
us inside, was there a certain sequence you were following? Like, was there some sort of like pattern you were distinctly following?
Yes, on the first of the crystals that we found, there was actually a pattern, and that was high, mid, low, high, mid, low, low, mid, low. And then once some exploration of the other crystals revealed that they were making tones, well, that's when I realized low pitch, medium pitch, high pitch. And I just went ahead and hit those crystals in the appropriate order to match up where their notes would be on that scale.
so
Oh, well then let's try it.
as you realize that, you notice that it's cycling between four sets of words, and Ire translates what the words mean, and so the sequence that you hit apparently means open, open now.
Oh, okay, I opened something, guys.
No, that's what the original sequence that Pico hit outside,
Oh, okay.
because
Oh,
it was
okay.
nine symbols, or nine marks, and then if you match it with the words, then that's what he would get. And
Okay.
as you look through, you see a set of fairly simple
Familiar.
but universal words. Things like me, you, question, answer, and that kind of thing. And but you notice that there's a couple of sets of words that are missing. There's no proper names. Um, there are no colors. There are no emotions.
Is that, I guess just to be, when you say sets of words, does each of these symbols represent a word? Or, I mean, like, does a symbol represent a word, or is it the sequence of symbols that
So what
represents
you're
a word?
seeing is a word on the left side, which Ire translates, and then the three symbols that go with that word. So each line is a word.
All right. So each musical symbol represents that word, and so we have to
From what it
make
looks
the right
like,
tones.
each of these words has three of these symbols attached to it, and then each of those symbols can be one of the four types at the bottom and can be at one of three heights.
And these are just four words of many that have been displaying, you
Exactly.
said,
Right.
right?
That's right. It seems to be cycling. You get four words for 15 seconds, and then four different words, and then four different words, and so on.
Although I do find it kind of amusing that one with the descending dots, it kind of corresponds to the open thing from outside. So, of course, I don't know if that word actually is open since there's all
Oh,
this.
Ier's been able to translate for us. Can you tell us that one word to see?
Yeah, so basically, according to IRE, the nine symbols that you input outside mean open, open, now.
Yeah, but on the little sample thing where there's the three descending dots, what does that say?
Open.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so open is three dots down. Okay. I might have to open up a notepad. So what did you say the combination was again? It was high, mid, low, right? That means open.
Yeah, I wrote it down as CBA, CBA, ABA.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Just to like assign notes to it. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means open, and then ABA meant
Now.
now. Okay, we don't. I don't see now on this sheet. I'm
You
sure we can
don't, but
find it.
like I said, it's
It's
cycling.
probably in there. So do we know how the rhythm plays into this language? Do we see a high, mid, low sequence with a different, or a CBA, whatever,
Well,
sequence
can't you
with a
just,
different rhythm?
well, here's the thing though. I mean, if the sequence upstairs opened up the gate by doing open, open now, can we just find the words open, open in each sequence and just follow with that rhythm first to see if it triggers anything?
Yeah, I already hit open once just by sheer dumb luck. So
Well, then
it
wait
said it.
around until it comes around again and hit open again, and then the next time around, see if you see the word now and hit
Yeah,
that one.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Let's do
you
that.
could
Let's
do
try.
that, but once you do that, nothing happens. The tones play, and the tones match the tones that happened outside, um, but nothing else happens. Although,
Okay.
as you're
Hmm.
watching it loop again, one thing you're noticing is that the in every single word, the first of the three symbols is the solid white dot. Um, it could be any of the three heights, but it's always that one type. Whereas the other two can be any of the types, even repeated.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
And
As
Hmm.
Galen, you in particular, since you looked at this first, you notice the diagrams of the crystals connected by lightning, and you also notice that in this vat, nearby that I think it was Ragu already looked at. You see three crystals floating in the liquid, connected by what look like filaments or wires.
Okay. Do you guys want to look around the room for any clues as to what this might be?
I want to go to one of
as
the
those.
rooms.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Uh,
Hmm.
Oreo, when you go up there, you hear on the other side of the door something scraping against the floor. It sounds a lot like one of those large plant creatures moving around.
yeah, no, I'm not gonna open that one then. I'm gonna check this one. Do I hear anything?
You hear the same from that door.
And this one?
You don't hear anything from that door.
I will go ahead and open that one.
Okay. Okay. You open it up, and you find yourself looking at what looks like a storage room. You see most of the containers are opened, but you see two chests two metal boxes that each have red red rectangular objects, locking them in place.
Okay, so here, two things, and then you can go with the rest of the group. I want to first do one quick scan to see if there's anything here that might help the team in the room that we're in currently in. And then second is I'm gonna bother Ragu for his card just for a second so I can open up these chests.
All right, as far as number one, not you don't see anything obvious, but you can make a perception check if you want.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're looking around. You don't see anything that is related to the other room.
Okay, so I just borrowed Ragu. You're good to give me the card just so I can open it. I don't want to take you away from the things up in the room, so that's what I'm just saying. Give me the card. I'll give it back to you. Let me just open these up.
Sure, sure.
So I open these up.
Okay. You open up the two chests, and one of the chests you find what looks like a strange axe is probably the closest thing you can get to, but the handle is made out of a silvery metal, um, and the blade itself is super thin and made of the iridescent metal, similar to the sword and the daggers you found before.
Got it. Okay.
And in the second one, you find what looks like a rigid shirt or maybe armor, and it seems to be made out of the same iridescent metal.
Got it. Okay. I will just note them down for the purposes of moving forward with things. But yeah, I'll say that I've spent some time doing that, thinking that I could help the team, but I'll eventually go back to the room.
Fair enough.
As those words were scrolling, every 15 seconds or whatever, and we have ire there. Um, I asked him to point out anytime he might see a word or set of symbols and word that mean like a main menu or main directory or something like that.
Okay. Um, he does point out help. He does point out, let's see, information list, but you don't really see anything like directory or menu.
Okay. Can I try pushing the sequences for help list?
You do so, but nothing happens. The list just keeps cycling. If you didn't know any better, you'd think that it was stuck.
Okay. But there's another control panel over here that
Yeah, there's the
doesn't
one
have
you already
the.
jotted notes from, and it's not doing the same thing, but it seems to be displaying completely different information. It was displaying things about the crab creatures.
Okay.
Oh, here you see a rectangle, and you see a bunch of I guess I'll call them Lumev symbols scrolling by, but it's scrolling by quick enough that you're having trouble even recognizing the symbols, let alone trying to understand them.
Okay.
And again, if you didn't know any better, you'd think it was stuck or broken.
Okay. Hmm.
And as a reminder, you had the crab pieces in here, and you had the
Hmm.
crystals connected by filaments in here.
Do they have any order or like a pattern to them at all?
What does?
The crystals, do they?
The crystals in the vat, there's three crystals, and they seem to be connected together by filaments, and they seem to kind of float together. And it's very similar to the diagrams you saw on here, except on here you saw lightning going between the crystals.
Yeah. What diagram do I see though?
Unfortunately, you already went past it, but it looked like it was a diagram of three three crystals
Hmm.
connected by lightning,
Oh,
and
that.
that
Oh,
was
the original diagram.
from what you can tell, it seemed like they probably float in space or something like that.
Okay, is there like a a
And then
back
there was
button or
language
something?
button right underneath.
Yeah, and I did language. And did we hit language on the other one as well?
There was no language on the other one. The other one just cycled information about the crab creatures.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Huh. Okay. Um,
And Galen, actually, go ahead and roll your d8 because we didn't do it in this area yet.
oh yeah, maybe I just
Okay,
nope, no magic understanding.
fair enough. But yeah, you get the impression that the language is somehow connected with those crystals and potentially the
Yeah,
crystals you see in the
definitely.
vat.
Hmm. Okay. Well, I mean, if we're at a stump, I say we just start pushing language buttons and seeing what they play and seeing if they do anything.
If that's what you want to do, yeah, you can keep hitting words and you'll hear the tones play. And each word seems to have a unique set, but it's
Hmm.
always three, and it always starts with one of the white ones. Um, and yeah, there's about 400 of them. Excuse me. And if you do the calculations, you realize that's 400 out of a maximum possible 432 combinations.
Do the crystals
Hmm.
react at all with any of the words that keep hitting?
They don't. They seem to be inert, floating in the liquid. And like I said, the glass is broken, and there are large holes at the top of the vat.
Should I try fixing the glass?
Sure.
All right, I start grabbing very carefully some of these broken bits and seeing if I can be mending them to make the tube hold again.
Okay, you start looking at the glass, and then you're looking at the crystals in the liquid. Um, Go ahead and make an Arcana check, if you will, because you have your Artificer stuff, right?
Okay.
So go ahead and you can go ahead and make a check on that.
Oh, sorry, you're broken up there. What do I need to do?
Oh, you have the Artificer specialization, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So go as you're checking the glass, you're looking at the liquid. And I was just gonna see if you can give me a roll on your Artificer.
Okay.
Okay.
Woo.
Well,
Nice.
with your critical roll, well, it's not really a critical, but it is a 28. Anyway,
Oh, it is a critical success.
well,
It
there are
is,
no
so
It's a
it's
criticals
pretty
natural
on
good,
20
yeah.
skills.
actually.
It's just your maximum
Yeah.
possible roll. Anyway,
Yeah.
you're looking at those crystals floating in the liquid, and you you're getting the impression that this liquid is meant to impede or keep impede whatever is in the liquid from either aging or reacting or doing anything really. It's meant to just preserve it.
Hmm. Go ahead and share that. Is there thoughts from anybody's?
Or to put it a different way, whatever is in the liquid can't react to anything.
It's sort of like just being in stasis.
So are you going to continue trying to repair it or not?
Uh, yeah. Unless anybody has any other thoughts on to why not to. Is everybody else dead silent? Hello.
No, yeah, I don't have a thought. Sorry.
The other thing I'd bring up
Oh,
is somebody asked if the crystals were reacting when you were hitting those words, but because they're in the liquid, they couldn't react.
Do you
If
want to take out the crystals? So
Yeah.
it's a little
Do we finish
dangerous.
draining the rest of the liquid instead?
so,
Yeah,
like
Are the
let's
crystals
get the
pretty much
crystals
just
out.
fixed there, or will they just fall to the floor
they're
once we drain
floating in
them?
the liquid, and like I said before, the thing's about half full, and there are holes in the glass. Um, yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, if we drains the liquid and everything turns off, that was a bad sink. If we can't put the
Yeah,
liquid
maybe
back
we
in.
want to fill it up completely because maybe they need to be fully submerged and not just.
So
I
that's
don't
what I
know.
was
I really
thinking,
don't
but
know.
I'm thinking that this liquid is to keep them in stasis. Maybe they have to be in
That's
stasis in
smart.
order to
Maybe, or do the
process properly.
circle, yeah, do the holes look built in or damaged from
It's
previous,
definitely
like,
damage,
uh,
but they are fairly
okay.
big. It looks like um, you know they're um, probably like a foot or so. There's a one hole is probably a foot or so wide and maybe similar in height because these are massive vats. Um, so it looks like it's big enough that you could actually reach in or something could reach out or that kind of thing.
Hmm,
Should we try
okay.
pulling the crystals out? Hello? Anybody?
Yeah, let's drain the water then.
Oh, instead of draining the water, if we need the water, because if we're making a mistake, shall we just pull the crystals out?
Oh, okay, sure. I feel like we might want them in that chamber, but yeah, sure, pull them out.
Uh, Pico, would you mind being to help with the grabbing them?
Well, before we do that, where do these wires run?
The wires
Probably from
over
the
here, you mean?
floor.
No, the ones that were, you said the crystals had wires attached to
Yeah,
them
they
earlier.
attach. Basically, you have one crystal that attaches to a second, and then that same crystal attaches to a third. So think of it like a triangular formation, but with one crystal connecting to the other two crystals.
Does that seem like it's just there for support?
You're not sure why it's there, although it's a very similar configuration to the diagram of three crystals connected by lightning that Galen saw earlier.
Might make more sense to try to activate them before removing them from their wires.
Okay. So should we
Yeah, the
repair
wires
the
might be there for a reason.
so should we try to repair the glass and then fill it up the rest of the way or whatever?
I'm gonna try it. Has anybody got mending?
Okay. Yeah, yeah, I'm mending, I'm mending.
Um,
I'll go ahead
I
and
don't think I have.
what's that?
I said I don't think I have mending.
No, I
I
do, I
think
do.
I do, actually. I have mending.
Okay, so
Pretty
yeah, we
sure.
could tag team it to get it done pretty quick. Pick up the glass from the floor and try and mend it all back into place.
Okay, so you guys are going to attempt to mend the glass and repair the vat.
Mhm.
I think so.
Um,
Okay. Yeah, okay. In that case, between Ragu and Galen, if that's what you want to do, you can definitely do so, and you probably spend maybe an hour because you're basically fitting in these pieces like a jigsaw puzzle, and then you're using the mending to kind of you know you know mend the cracks. But after an hour, the vat is still only half full, but you do fix all the glass.
All right. From the top of the vat to the bottom of the vat, is there any pipes or anything like that running to or from it or anything?
There seems to be some sort of holes in the vat that go into the wall. There's also the top of the vat that seems to have a metal plate, but that's maybe a foot below the ceiling. So you'd actually
Okay,
have to
how's the
climb
metal
up
plate?
there, but there does seem to be some sort of metal plate at the top.
Okay. I'll go ahead and climb up there and see if there's anything about the metal plate, and then we can try and see about the pipes going into the walls.
Okay, so yeah, you climb up, and you see the metal plate. It has what looks like two handholds, and It is currently closed, so what do you do?
Um, does this look like it's just a lid that'll just like open up into the inside of the vat?
That's what it looks like, yes.
All right, I'll go ahead and open it up just to check.
Okay, you open it up. You see the three crystals floating below. The liquid's halfway up. And you see the one crystal connected to the other two crystals, and they're just floating in the liquid.
Okay, but from this perspective, there's nothing different or
No,
unusual that we didn't
there's
see
nothing
before.
holding. One thing you do notice is there's nothing holding the crystals in place or anything. They're just floating freely. They're just connected to each other.
Okay, and now to look at these little pipes that go from the the vats into the wall there. We're looking for like a spigot or a valve or something,
You're looking
or any of these
around,
sticking
and
around.
they, if anything, they looked. The one above the liquid looks like there's something. Looks like it's clogged with something. And there's one below the liquid, but the liquid is definitely is tinted, and it's so it's difficult to see in there.
And um, Pico, can you be using your mage hand to try and get this clog out? Maybe to fill her up?
I guess I can try.
Okay, you're gonna dig at it with your mage hand.
Sure.
All right, yeah, you dig at it with your mage hand, and eventually you pull some debris out, and a trickle of liquid comes out of the hole and drips into the vat.
Is it being still clogged from further back?
Perhaps, or perhaps whatever was providing the liquid is no longer working properly, or who knows.
Yeah, I look around to see if I can trace any of that to see where we might be able to
You
turn
look
on
around
the
and what?
liquid or I look around or I look around to try and trace that back to see what might turn on the liquid or anything like that.
You look around and you really don't see anything that indicate what controls it. Although you do get the impression that um, looking on the vat itself, as you're looking critically, you do see some sort of wheel, very small, um, and you could, but it looks like it's already turned all the way.
Okay, I'll go ahead and check it just in case. Is it already,
Yep.
is there a little arrow pointing to on or off or?
You don't see any arrow, but it moves freely as you try to turn it either direction, and nothing happens.
All right, and from that point, where's this going to follow it back further?
It goes basically goes back into the wall, or sorry, the wheel is connected to the vat, and yeah, and then it goes back into the wall.
Okay.
But the impression you're getting, again, you don't know how this works, but the impression you're getting is it's as on as it's going to be. It's either broken or something. But yeah, you get the
Okay.
impression that there's nothing you can do with that wheel to make it act any different.
Okay. And look around. Is there anything else that we might have missed? Something I'm not sure exactly what I'm looking for. I'm just looking to see if there's
Okay.
something that
Yeah, you
might
can.
jump out.
If anybody at this point in time, you scour the area. If anybody wants to make an intelligence check, you can do so.
Okay, can get any help or just do straight roll?
I'll do one of my own. You said an intelligence check, or is that investigation or something?
Investigation would be acceptable.
Oh,
right, so yeah, Ragu, you're going around and you're looking at at those rectangles, and the words continue to flash by, and it seems to you that the only thing you haven't tried yet is taking the crystals out of the liquid.
Okay. Uh, Pico, if you want to be helping with that.
Okay.
All right, so how are you going to do so?
I'll open the top hatch and he can do the maging hand.
Okay, you open up the top hatch.
Yeah,
All
don't
right, I'll
touch
try
them. Use
using
mage
mage.
hand.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, you try using Mage Hand, and a Mage Hand goes into, goes down and it tries to lift it up. What is the maximum weight a Mage Hand can pull?
10 pounds, I think.
Okay, so it tries to do so, but it seems to be too heavy.
All right, well, I'll go ahead and lower my rope in, have the mage hand tie it to the crystal, and then fish the thing out.
Okay. Okay, so you pull the crystals out as one of the crystals comes out due to those filaments, which seem surprisingly strong. All of the crystals come out, and almost as soon as they leave the water, you they they suddenly you see along the filaments these arcs of lightning, and the thing floats up into the air. I'll go ahead and give you a larger view. You can see the three crystals in a sort of triangular shape, and the top part floats above, and the almost like a head, and then the other two crystals float to either side, and you notice that as it does so, it changes from its green color, which is very similar to the crystals outside, um, to a pink color, and then a cyan color. And at that point in time, it starts emitting tones very
Okay, we
similar.
gotta match these tones.
It's very similar to the tones the display was showing, but the tones seem to be right on top of each other. You get three, and then three. There's no gaps between the sets of three, so it actually winds up repeating itself several times before Ire is able to repeat back what it's saying. And it says, question, location, me, question, friends, me, you, question, me, or name, me, question, identity, you, and then it keeps repeating those things.
Hmm.
Well, we can try communicating with the tones.
Well, if Ire can understand it, it seems like he'd need to be the one to do
To
that.
push the buttons, yeah.
Yeah.
So what Ire tells you is that he can actually reproduce the tones, so he can actually do it on his own. Um, but there's because they have to be back to back without any gaps, you have to tell him what you want him to say, and then he'll say it all at once.
Okay, well, I guess we can start with we're friends.
And then it answers question, friends, me, you.
Uh,
Okay.
yes, I would
And
assume.
okay, yeah. So the first
Um,
question was for, or was the first question location?
Question, me, you. Or sorry, question, friends, me, you.
Okay, then we're gonna have to say for the first answer is yes, we are friends.
Actually, is there a word answer? Maybe answer Answer, friends, me, you.
And then once you say that, it changes to it changes yellow all of a sudden, and then he says answer, friends, me, you. Question, identity, you. Question, identity, me.
This is
All right.
hard.
So the question identity you first. That would be us. We need to come up with a 3-word.
And then it suddenly it notices Galen, and it says question, and then it seems to pause, and it says question, creator, you.
Uh, don't know. Maybe. I
Not
don't know.
creator, you. Question,
Don't know.
creator, you. It seems to be confused.
I am also confused.
Well, you could be
Um,
honest and say you're not the creator, but someone who looks like you might be. I don't know.
So what do you say, Galen?
um, yeah. Well, because I may have been the creator in my past life. I don't know. That's the thing.
Ah, okay,
So I
yeah.
may have been the creator, but I don't think so. I'll ask Shane or I'll ask Ira if there's a don't know answer
Um, Iyer
or
says
word.
that there's uh, not, and there's no, and there's you and me, and so on.
What about unknown?
There is unknown.
So yeah, let's say me creator unknown.
Okay, you say that. It seems to think for a moment, and then it turns blue, and then it turns green again, and then he says, question, identity you. Question, identity me.
Uh, well, we can tell
Well,
him who we are, but I have no clue who that is.
yeah. Identity us could be. Are there words for foreign traveler or explorer?
Um, yeah, there are words. Those words would be there.
What about
Something you.
Lumev?
There is no word for Lumev.
Huh. So yeah, let's tell him who we are and then tell him that we his identity is unknown to us.
Yeah. I guess we're foreign explorers if there's nothing more specific.
Yeah, I don't know what a good word for us would be.
Yeah, that's why the only thing I could think of was foreign explorers, or foreign explorer, or foreign traveler.
Us travelers. Maybe we can say that.
Is that what you say?
Unless anybody else has a objection to that.
Really, no.
Yeah,
Anyway,
either
yeah.
travelers or adventurers or something.
So Iyer looks at you and says, "So what do you want me to tell him?"
What about researchers? We are sort of
Sure, that
studying this
works.
place.
Yeah, I like that.
So Iyer's waiting for you to tell him what to say.
Yeah, let's say what Dave said. Us researchers.
And then he turns cyan again, and then uh, question, you researchers, you.
Yes, answer. Us researchers.
And then he turns yellow, and then green again. And then he says, travel, me, you.
Uh,
Or
so
sorry,
he wants to
question,
travel with
travel,
us?
me, you.
Oh, I don't see why not, guys. Right? He can come with us, or she. It can come with us.
Yeah, why not? Until
Answer.
it
Travel.
tries to kill us or something. I
Well,
don't know.
if it wants to, I mean, I don't. We want to make sure we don't word this in
Oh
a way that
yeah,
it thinks
yeah.
we're
Let's say
making
like
it.
question you want or something like that.
Well,
He
question you
he turns cyan real quick, and then yellow, and then he says, "Answer, travel, me, you."
Okay, then yes, you travel us.
And then he says, "Question, identity, me."
Answer identity unknown.
And then he turns blue, and then
Oh.
it says,
I'm gonna ask Ira to say we help you.
"Okay." Iris says that, and he says, "Question, help, you, me."
Yes?
I think he's
Uh
asking how.
oh,
Like, how are you gonna help me?
answer we research. I don't know, something like that.
Then he turns yellow, and he says, "Travel, me, you."
Okay, cool. I think we just got a new friend. He
Okay.
is friend
Yep.
shaped.
Yeah, it's better than what I thought was about to happen.
Yeah, shoot us up. Yeah.
Um,
And one thing I forgot to do earlier is, Oreo, you'd made a perception check in that room, and I had forgotten to let you know that there was a grate behind one of the boxes.
Okay, cool. I will let everybody else know about that, and then I will check out the grate. I don't know where part of the wall it's
Yeah,
at.
let me open it up.
Ah, okay.
And you see it's a crawl space similar to the other grate, similar to that other tunnel that you found in that water area.
Do I hear anything as I get closer in? There just to, like hear any sounds coming through?
You do not hear anything directly in there, but you do hear the echoing sound of shuffling, similar to
Okay.
those other doors.
Oh, I share that again with everybody, and I leave it up to you guys. There's clearly vines on, well, not vines, but some sort of creatures on both of those doors, and there's a way potentially to get behind those rooms, maybe with this great area, but I don't know. So if you guys want to just go ahead first, down for that. If not, we can certainly try and squeeze through the great area and find another way in.
And as you're talking, the crystal creature moves up and he says, "Question, name me."
Oh. Oh, we gotta think of a name.
Oh boy.
I'm so scared of this.
Let's ask him if he has a name he wants first.
why not
However,
just
that
Crystal?
because that
Works
doesn't
for
have
Billy.
character. It doesn't have character. Let's ask him if he wants a name.
It works for Billy.
It's true. Yeah, I'll have Ire ask him though.
And then it says,
What
"Memory,
name want?
me, none."
Oh, okay. Um,
I
hmm.
vote Kevin.
Kevin is a great name. He looks like a Kevin.
I
Oh
agree.
Lord.
Um, yeah, let's tell him that we can call him Kevin, but we'll change his name if he wants.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, I don't know how that works into three. I'm trying to work
Question,
on it.
friends, you, plants.
Answer, unknown.
Oh, cool. Okay, well, let's not risk Kevin's life right off the bat.
Real quick, oh wait, there we go. Hopefully this will work. Okay, yeah, my browser went nuts. Okay, we're back. No, we're not back. We can't be full screen. Whatever. Yeah, I hold on. Let me refresh Roll20 real quick.
In the
Alright, roll the
meantime,
one, roll 20.
somebody. In the meantime, Devad, go name him.
Yeah, tell him you name Kevin.
You name Kevin.
And
Statement.
then he turns yellow, and he says, "Answer. Name me Kevin."
Correct.
I don't answer. You name Kevin. I don't know.
You name Kevin.
I don't know how to talk to this guy. It's so hard.
All right. So I went ahead and changed the token, so you can it has his name. All right. So
Hey,
what do you do?
Kevin.
Okay.
You realize it is now your responsibility to make sure you don't leave him home alone.
Oh, yeah.
True.
Hmm.
All righty. All right.
So
So what do
yeah,
you
so
guys do?
do we want to go through the grate, or do you guys want to go head first to through the doors?
I guess we're gonna
We
try.
can be checking out the grate.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
it seems a little less instantly deadly. And hey, for a change, I can fit. I think.
Yeah,
Actually, how big is the grate compared to everybody else's size?
it's a humanoid or a medium-sized creature can crawl through it.
Okay, I'll go in first, and I'll start stealthily crawling in.
And actually, I'll go ahead and delete the other one since you'll be able to see through it. So yeah, you crawl in, and you hear this kind of the metal. It's, for some reason, it seems like it's easy to make noise. But
Wait, it's easy to make noise in here?
yeah, it seems like the smallest movement, and you just hear some like cracking, or not exactly cracking, but almost like folding. Um, However, if you want to make a stealth check to avoid
Yeah,
making noise, you can do so.
I said stealth like 3 times, so yeah.
So everybody in there would have to make a stealth check for that to work, since you got 3 people in there.
No, I'm not stealthing in there.
Okay. Yep. So once you determine the source of the noise, you just move. You kind of slide your hands back and forth and your legs, and you avoid putting too much pressure on any single spot, and then you're able to crawl through without making a bunch of noise.
So I wait until the others get close enough. I think they should be able to see. If you want to just be in my spot, Ragu, you can probably see a bit better too. But there's evidently 2 of them right there.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yep.
Where
Looks
did you
like
guys
one of
go
the big
again?
ones, and then one
Yeah,
of the
If
that's
you
a
little
lot.
if you go to the open room in the bottom,
All right,
Ah,
so
I
here
see.
I
I
am.
see.
Oh, there's a thing over here.
but it looks like one of them is bigger than the other ones that we're used to. So
Yeah, one of them is one of the large humanoid plant creatures. You fought in one of these before, and you remember it being a lot tougher than the assassin vines.
okay.
What's Kevin doing?
Oh, he
It's just
actually
chilling.
he's actually following Galen.
Yeah.
You're dead.
Well,
Cool.
I'm gonna have Ira tell it we hunt enemies.
And then he says, "Enemies, me hurt."
Oh shit.
Oh God. Jesus
And then as
Christ.
he says
Kevin.
that, you see the lightning that's traveling between the crystals intensify.
That went dark real fast.
Yeah, Kevin is a murderer. Okay, Kevin.
Well,
Remember,
of
it's
course,
okay to
can't
hurt
see what he
bad
did to those
people, but
burglars.
Take him, Kevin.
Yeah. Ragu clasps Galen on the shoulder really hard and says, "Yes, yes, my friend, you have found a good ally for us."
sick enemies, Kevin.
Exactly. Actually, though, if I mean, I don't know how sturdy Kevin is, but if he wants to kind of distract from the front, we can ambush from the back.
Yeah.
I mean, all he has to do is open
Actually,
the door and just be like, "I'm here," and maybe they'll like go for him first, and then in that time, then we can kind of come in and attack these guys in the
Ragu.
back.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, 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 I'm done.
I was gonna say Ragu would like to make a botany check, seeing as how we have so much advantage right now. I'm looking for what I know about weed killers and plant poisons.
Well, from what you're able to determine before, these things seem to be however they were created. They seem to be artificially enhanced as far as resistances, and you're pretty sure the plant creature shares those same resistances with the assassin vine. However, you don't know of any weaknesses they left open.
Okay, so it's not like salting the fields or anything like that. Something that would literally just be like weed killer.
Right. Yeah,
Because if we can just
unfortunately,
throw that into the
if
room
there
and then
was
shut the
anything
grate
like
and go
that,
back.
it was deliberately removed.
Uh, okay, if we want to do the pincer attack, or if we just want to rush in and start smashing.
So just to be clear, the only way that Kevin understands you is if you first tell Ire what you want to say, and then Ire says it. So I'm just assuming that unless you're specifically talking to him, he doesn't understand what you're saying.
Right. Um, but that's again, if you guys want to put him in the line of fire just for like a second or two while we go in. If not, then we can just all attack from the back here.
No, that's what
I
I was asking. If we wanted to do the from two directions pincer maneuver. I see somebody left. Any thoughts?
Well, I moved over to what I guess would be the northeast door.
Oh, Kevin's with us, right? Because Galen's here, of course.
Okay.
Kevin here.
All right. I guess we can attack from the back. Although, do we know if the big plant creature can? It only gets triggered with being within one hex of it, or is it
No,
something?
last time you fought one of these, as soon as you were visible, it attacked. So it has some way of seeing. Um,
Oh, right, true sight.
yeah,
Okay. Technically, we're not even in surprise right now.
it
Well,
doesn't.
no,
It
because we
doesn't seem
haven't
to be
got the
aware of
grate open yet.
anything beyond the room, but you get the
Oh, okay.
impression it's aware of everything in the room.
Okay.
Yeah, we haven't opened the grate yet, so we haven't alerted it to our presence. But as soon as we get that grate down, it's gonna know.
Right.
Mm. All right. I mean, if that's so, everybody just wants comfortable with just going through here.
I believe Pico's on the other side. He'll come in through the other door.
Oh, oh, I didn't know. I thought everybody was clumped up here.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, that's why I
what I'll
said
have you
somebody
guys do
left.
is
Yeah.
just roll initiative, and then we will go from there. One of you can obviously get an attack in because you can probably get a door open, run in and attack if that's what you want to do, but you only get one of those. So it looks like let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it looks like we have everybody? Looks like we do this time. What a shock.
I think so just to be clear, does Kevin have an order right now to attack anything not friend right now? Maybe somebody want to give him that order?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
He did say. We did say that plants were enemies, but
No, but I
we'll
mean
see what
as
he
a
figures.
but what I mean like an actual like command to like attack because as soon as Galen gets in there, he's gonna be in there. But I don't know if he's. I just don't want to waste a round with like somebody having to give him a command. That's my point.
Okay, so what do you guys want to tell
You could go
Attack
with the
anything. Oh, go ahead.
You could go with attack plants.
And
Yeah.
then it says, he says, answer, attack enemies me.
I'm assuming that means he's going to attack
sounds
enemies. Okay.
Yep.
All
Oh.
right.
All right, so they aren't aware of your presence yet, which means that as a free action, you can either kick down the grate and run an attack, or you can open the door and run an attack, and then we can start combat, or we can just go through initiative. So what do you guys want to do?
I mean, at this point, I'll just kick in, and then I'll attack first and make my way in.
Okay, in that case, you're attacking from hiding because they don't know you're there yet, so you have advantage.
Okay, so I'll first move just to be in the room at least and see what's going on, and then I'm gonna shoot an arrow at the assassin vine in the back.
At the assassin vine. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and since you have advantage, you're attacking from hiding and all that, you have your sneak attack.
Okay.
And you hit.
Okay, and then
Okay, so that looks like a 14. So a solid hit. And
and
we
then
start.
I'm gonna move one more, and that's it.
Okay, and so we're at round 1. Devok, Oreo just attack one of the plants. So what are you going to do?
Can I see them from here?
Probably not. You're probably going to have to crawl out of the out of that before you can do anything. You can't attack while you're
Shoot
in
the
that
first.
tunnel because it's too cramped.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'll shoot the first plant creature.
The plant creature? All right.
Yes.
That is a hit with both of them.
Both of them?
Yep.
Okay.
So a total
Then
of 15 points. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
So Kevin seems.
Yeah.
Okay. So Kevin seems to notice the people kind of busting in to attack. So he moves past you, Galen. He kind of floats past all of you. And let's see.
Huh.
And then he moves right up to the assassin vine. And you see that one of those crystal pieces seems to act as his head. And the other two essentially act as fists as he slams them into the assassin. Yeah. So
Wow. Okay.
so with a 21 and a 24, he hits both times for a total of 33 points of damage.
Jeez.
Oops. 38 minus 33, and the assassin vine is almost dead. And Devok, wait, you already went. What the heck? Whatever. You already went, so I'll pass you. I don't know why you're in it again. Oreo, what are you gonna do?
I will hit assassin vine again.
Okay.
Um,
That does not
nope.
hit.
And that's my turn.
All right. So the plant creature, since Kevin is closest, is going to walk up and attempt to attack Kevin. So he's got his 2 slams, one of which hits. The 21 hits. And so he takes 15 points of damage. But since they don't both hit, that's all that happens. And you notice, I'll just move Kevin down so you can see his health bar. So that's how much 15 points took.
Oh my God.
So you
tank.
estimate that he probably has about 90 hit points. All right. Pico, you can hear the sounds of combat. I assume that you want to open the door, right?
Yep.
All right, you open the door, you see the assassin vine, you see the plant creature, you see Kevin right in the fray. What are you going to do?
That assassin plant looks pretty dire, if I'm seeing that right.
It is. He has about 1/10 of his original hit points.
All right, well, I'll go ahead and get close. I'll try my hand knife claw attack.
That hits. And you do not finish him off, but very close. And you
Of
follow
course.
up, and that doesn't hit. Is that the end of your turn?
And I'll back out of the room. Um, let's see. Force that thing to have to move a fair bit if it's going to decide to look for me.
Fair enough.
All right, this should do.
All right, Galen, you can hear the sounds of combat, although I don't think you can see much from there.
I'm gonna move up to here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and shoot the plant with a firebolt.
Okay.
Actually,
They're both resistant
yeah,
to fire and ice.
I'm gonna actually go to here. Do I get advantage for flanking here or no?
You would if you were here.
Then I'll go here.
Okay.
So that was how many movement? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I'll get out the next one. I'm gonna use shocking grasp
Okay.
at advantage. Yeah.
That's a crit. And that looks like 20 points of shocking damage.
Yeah.
Shocking.
That is shocking. That is shocking, yeah.
Is that
All
the
right,
end of
and
your
then I
turn?
don't have enough movement to, yeah, I don't have enough movement to run away just yet, but that's fine.
Fair enough. All right, Raku, you can hear the signs of combat as well. So what are you going to do?
Okay. I'm gonna go a bit backwards, but I'm going to. I'm gonna go ahead and throw my boot knife at the assassin vine.
Okay, go for it.
Actually, a dart here. Oh, yeah.
And it hits. Can you do 2 points of damage? You can, and you finish it off.
And then I move up here and swing my brand spanking new sword just to see what it does.
Is this the one with the iridescent metal, or is this a different
Yes, yes, it is. It is. It's the iridescent rapier.
one? Okay. So yeah, go ahead and roll to hit. It has a +3 to hit. So whatever your
Oh,
normal plus is, and then it's +3. Okay, and
so
that is a
I
hit.
got a
Oh wait, yeah,
19.
yeah, you have advantage. That's a hit. And hold on,
So I
that is a rapier. A rapier is a D8 normally, so it's a D8 +4 damage.
okay. So I'll just
Plus whatever your
mark
normal
that.
bonus is to hit. I mean your normal damage bonus
All
from
right.
your strength.
So that would be 12 points of damage.
Okay. You notice as it slices, it seems to have a little problem slicing through the vines and plants. It seems to be extremely sharp, and it seems
I
to
like
act like a
this.
magical weapon in terms of hitting because I believe these are resistant to non-magical weapons. Let me double check that. No, they're not. But you're pretty sure with how cleanly it cut that it acts like a magical weapon. So you can, so far with what you know, you can update the weapon with +3 to hit, plus your normal bonuses, and +4 to damage, plus your or a D8 +4 damage, plus your normal bonuses. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yes, I've used my attack and my bonus attack.
Okay. So we're on round 2. Kevin is going to use his advantage, and he decides. So you see that he seems to charge up, and this blast of lightning hits everywhere within 1 hex of him. And we'll see if this guy can make a DC 13. And there we go, half damage. So not a good roll, but we'll see what happens. So he does make it. So he only takes half damage, but had that succeeded, um, he would have been paralyzed for until his next turn. All right, Davak. You just saw Kevin try to electrocute the plant. What are you going to do?
Plant.
Sorry, say that again? Oh, okay.
Shooting the plant.
The 19 hits.
Okay.
So another
That's my turn.
6 points of damage. All right, Oreo. The plant is definitely hurt. It still has a bit more than half its health, though. And just to be clear, these vats, they are solid, so you will have to go around it.
Yeah, I figured. I'm gonna go there and then change weapons to a dagger and my claws for this turn.
Okay.
Give me a second.
Yep.
Nope. And
Okay.
then my claws.
The claws hit.
And
You
I
have
stay
advantage, so
put.
you have advantage, so you can use your sneak attack. In fact, you have
Oh, I have
advantage, so
advantage on these?
because they're flanked. So yeah, you have advantage on both of those.
Oh, I thought the flank person had to be opposite me to get it. Okay,
Well,
so
No, since
Galen
Galen
and
and
the creature
Kevin,
Kevin are flanking it right now.
so
okay, so
everybody
I'll
else who piles up just piles on with advantage.
Anyway, go ahead.
okay, so let me do that one first again then.
Okay, so the dagger does hit.
And sneak attack.
So that's 20.
And you said and then the claws just for the sake of yeah, no, okay. So
Okay.
there. Just yeah, there'd be
And then the 3 for
20.
23.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
So that's a really good hit. And it's
And
still alive.
that's it. Yep. I stay put.
All right. So it is surrounded by lots of victims. So it's a plant. It's just going to pick one at random, and it picks Ragu. It slams on Ragu. The 13 misses, but the 21 hits. Is that correct?
I will, yes, I will proc my second shield.
Okay. So it bounces off that shield. And Pico. You can hear the plant being attacked, possibly see it. What are you going to do?
All right, well, I'll come in here. I'll go ahead and try and booming blade the thing.
That hits.
Whopping 12 points total.
That's a good hit. It's definitely way less than half. So is that the end of your turn?
No, I'm going to go ahead and back off.
All right, Galen. The plant creature's still going strong, although it's about 1/3 of its, or less than 1/3 of its health.
Yeah, I'm gonna shock it again.
Okay. You still have advantage.
Mm-hmm.
That hits.
Not as good this time.
Okay. Well, is that the end of your turn?
No, I'm gonna back up to over here.
Fair enough.
Actually, wait, no. I need to stay here for the Kevin to get advantage as well.
Okay, fair enough. Ragu. The creature is still going strong. What are you going to do?
I'm gonna swing away. Let's see here, advantage.
That
25.
hits. Solid 12 points.
And I'll follow it up with another slashing attack.
And that hits as well. All right.
7.
Another 7 points. All right, is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, I'll stay put.
All right, it's the beginning of round three. Kevin, the electricity failing last time goes back to just beating it with his crystal fists. Slams it twice, hits both times, and does 26 points of damage. And then finishes it off. And then so that's the
Good
end of
job,
combat.
Kevin.
And as the thing gets crushed into the ground, Kevin looks around and he says, "Enemies, me hurt."
Yes, enemies did get hurt.
Correct, Kevin.
He's kind of cute now.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay,
This is
is that
a more enduring than most of the mystery creatures find.
yeah? Is the
Um.
there's a door here? Is that there any color to it, or is it
Yeah,
something we can just?
I'll go ahead and open the doors for you
Okay.
since they're both accessible. So you recognize this area as one of the areas with one of the holes leading up to the surface.
Oh.
And Pico, you find a storage area, and the one of the boxes and barrels are open. The closed barrel, one of the barrels is closed.
All right, so the open stuff doesn't have anything in there.
It does not.
All right, I'll take a look at the closed. Is it locked or does it just open normally?
It opens similar to previous barrels that you've learned how to open. So if you want, you are able to open it.
All right, I'll go ahead and open it.
All right, you open it, and inside you find about 6 small green crystals. Most of them are dark, but one is glowing.
6 green crystals, most dark, one
Yeah,
glowing.
and they're about fist size.
Okay. Um, let's see. Okay.
I don't know how to word this, but can someone tell Ire to tell Kevin how he heals?
Oh, I was gonna do the same thing actually. I was gonna ask Ire to say us heal how, or yeah, you heal how maybe.
Maybe yeah.
Question you heal? Question mark? I don't know.
And you do that, and then it says, question heal me.
Answer heal you.
And then it says, answer unknown me.
Huh.
Oh, crud.
Well,
He's a one-time use.
I can always,
Um,
I can always heal him with like spells maybe.
I don't know if.
I was gonna say he is a rock, right? He's like crystal and like rock, like a mineral, right?
Yeah, he is made out of crystal.
His
You
his 15
notice,
points of damage is that.
hold on real quick.
Go ahead.
You know, Pico, you notice that as you passed by Kevin, that
You're
crystal,
really
that was
breaking up. I'm
glowing,
catching every third word
you
here.
notice that it flickers for momentarily. Anyway, go ahead, Ragu.
You're really breaking up. I only caught every third word of that. I don't know what you were saying.
Oh, can you hear me now?
You're
At the
better.
moment, it's okay, but yeah, I was looking out for everybody. Well, I wanted to peek in the room first just to confirm I saw it, but what I was thinking doing out the glowing one and the dim one and hold them up. Maybe have Ire say Crescent crystals you.
Okay, and then he seems to be looking at it at the crystal, and then um, he says, um, "Answer, heal me, maybe," and he moves up, right up to you, Pico, and he seems to be pointed at the glowing crystal.
Um, ahead and slowly extend it out to him, see how he reacts.
As you extend it out, you see the glow fade from the crystal, and you see the breaks in Kevin seal themselves.
Yeah, that's how you heal him.
Yeah. I was gonna say before that I kind of wanted to try something, but I can't remember.
Well, one thing you're pretty sure of is you'll have opportunities in the future.
Okay.
So I assume I now have 6 dim crystals.
You have no idea.
Well, if I found 5 and I had one that was
Oh no,
glowing,
you
and he
have
just
six. I'm sorry. I heard. Do I know how to fix dim crystals? No, I guess you
oh,
said do you have 6 dim crystals, and the answer is yes.
okay. So all right.
So if we learn how to charge those crystals, we have a way to have little healing packs for him on a road.
Mhm.
But yeah, that room that you were just in there, Pico, that's the room that Ira and I were in when you guys were opening up the thing. So yeah, familiar.
All right.
And this box here was empty as well.
Yes.
Yeah, only the
Okay.
closed barrel had anything.
All right.
Well, I guess we could see what Kevin thinks of plants or other plants. Although, actually, hold on. There's. Oh shoot, here we go. Okay, so we got crystals over here in the corner room,
Yes.
right? I'm gonna try and hold these green crystals close to them and see if they react at all.
Okay. You hold one of the green crystals near one of the what seem to be power crystals, and you notice that the green crystal starts glowing suddenly, but one of the power crystals is dimmer.
I think we should charge them all up.
Yep.
How dim did it get?
You estimate that 6 of the crystals you have will probably take up all the energy in one of these crystals.
Well, I don't want to push that kind of luck, so I'm going to go ahead. Well, and I think each of these control rooms we found had crystals. I want to use
Hmm.
one green crystal at each one.
Okay. In that case, there's 3 of those rooms, and that one has 2 crystals. The other 2 have 3 crystals. So, did you want to use 2 and 2 in the other 2 rooms?
Yes.
So that means that
Eh.
you can get 5 of the crystals back. So 5 out of 6.
All
Wait a
right.
second. How come you
Oh,
can't
there
use
was
it
a
then?
combine of 3 for the other 2 rooms.
No. So there's this room has 2 crystals. The other 2 rooms have 3 crystals each. So what I asked is if you wanted to take one from 2 crystals in the other 2 rooms, since you took one from this room.
No, we're dividing it up. One
Yeah,
crystal
so I was
per
gonna,
little green rock. So
yeah,
we have
assuming I
more
charge a
large
crystal
crystals
Right.
here,
than
so
little
I
green
charge a
rocks.
crystal here.
Oh, I see. In that
Yeah.
case, there's a total of 8 of these crystals if you count the other 2 rooms. So you can get all 6 of your green crystals charged.
Yeah, I just wanted to do this in a way I wasn't depleting any
Okay.
one crystal.
Fair enough. So yeah, you go around the complex and you do so, and you charge all 6, but 6 out of 8 of the white crystals is somewhat diminished.
All right. So yeah, we'll want to not push our luck on that too much, but that's fair bit of use. How heavy are these things, by the way?
They're fist size, so probably be 2 to a pound, or sorry, 4 to a pound.
0.25. Then let me that here. Wait, 0.25. Oh, I guess I could have done that without modifying, because yeah, it's not showing the full total there. Whatever. Oh no, my encumbrance. All right. Okay. Well, I think I've got med kit for Kevin here.
So, since you guys saw Kevin fighting, you realize that he has 90 hit points. His AC is 18, and he is a CR5 creature.
CR5.
That's right.
Can you wild shape into that?
Not a
I don't think he
CR5.
counts as a
He does
beast.
not. He's a construct.
So I think we have an answer here for how to deal with that top room if we want to just go in like this or if you guys want to take a short rest. And I'm mainly looking at the Devak and Ragu here. I don't know if you guys want to heal
Uh,
up.
I'm okay, personally. I'm not that low.
Okay.
I'm down around 37, but I don't mind fighting some more. Doesn't matter. Get in if you want to hit me or something.
Okay.
Hello, are you still there?
Yeah, I heard you.
Nope, we all disconnected from the call.
Oh no, I specifically asked Galen if he wanted to hit me with something. Dead
Oh,
silent.
I couldn't hear you. I'm sorry. You're really quiet.
Sorry. He's like, yeah, I'm like 37 down. Did you want to hit me with something real quick?
Yeah, I can use one of my healing packy things. I think it's a D6 plus 4, so 9 plus your hit dice. Oh, you're down a lot.
Okay.
Let's start with that, and I can hit you with a spell as well.
So,
What is that?
Oreo, what's your
9 plus my
take?
hit dice is 5.
What?
All right.
What's your take on this?
Mm, sending Kevin first?
I was kind of wondering what the odds are that these things are immobile. If that's probably too much to ask. Actually,
Actually, do we
yeah.
see a bunch of freaking plotted plants on the kind
Well,
of
what you
surface, or
see
are they
you
actually?
see is these rings embedded in the ground, and then the plants are growing out of the dirt there. So unless they're immobile unless they can pull themselves out of the dirt.
How big is the ring around them? Like, is it like a foot high or something, or what is
No,
it?
it's like right next to the ground. So it's like, just maybe a couple inches above the ground. So it's embedded in the
Uh,
ground rather than it being a potted plant sticking up, if that makes sense.
quick question: Can you can throw pretty far with your mage hands, right? With anything, like just can you?
I think I'm limited to 30 feet with Mage Hand.
Yeah.
Well, if you have your mage hand somewhere floating here, that's anywhere 30 feet from there to in there. It should be like my point is throwing something in that direction to see how they react.
As
I
you guys
mean,
are talking, you notice that Kevin just kind of floats into the room,
oh Jesus fucking.
and he goes right into the center, and you just see him emit this electricity all around him, and you see the plants, rather than being damaged, you see them absorb the energy, and then they seem to fall asleep.
Huh.
Uh,
How do you say
All
good
right.
job, Kevin?
And Kevin, hold on real quick. Yeah, Kevin turns cyan, and then he says, "Confused me, memory."
yeah, that's fair.
Hey, speaking of confused memories, Galen, does this any draw a does this seem familiar? You know, any house plants you might have had in a past life?
I
I
think
was
I
gonna
already
say,
asked about the plants.
About the piranha
um,
ones?
You might want to go into the room,
maybe we should,
Galen, so you can see.
Right. All right, all right.
yeah,
Yeah.
Plant.
maybe we should ask Kevin there if he just had a memory, kind of like the way Galen and I do. That's what it sounded like he was just saying.
Well, he said
If
no
he was
memory.
no, he said confused memory, like he just got one.
Oh, that's so strange. Sure, ask him.
What do you ask? What do you say?
I don't know how to word it in 3 thing. Um,
Confused memory inquiry. Tell us what you're thinking.
Or doesn't it start
question,
with
confused
question?
memory. Yeah,
Yeah.
question, confused memory.
Yeah, question, confused memory.
Is that what you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then he turns cyan again, and then says, "Answer, memory, me. Answer, confused, me. Answer,
Oh God.
plants, energy, sleep,
Okay, got it.
Wait, what energy sleep? What was the first word?
plants."
Plant.
Energy, plants, sleep.
You notice that the plants now they seem to be more vibrant than they were before.
Mm,
Hmm.
What's up with the red plants?
So yeah, you see trees. They look like fairly normal trees, like similar to the ones you saw outside, but you see that the leaves are deep red, and you can see that the grass, while it looks like normal grass, is a very pink in color.
can
And
you, with your matron, snap some of that off just so we can see it a bit closer? Because I don't want to just step in there.
So Pico, go ahead and give me a Constitution save.
And that's why I didn't want to step in there.
Oh, you said a save.
A
Well,
save,
I guess
yes.
it doesn't matter.
All right, so with your 16, you don't seem to be affected, but you're feeling awfully drowsy all of a sudden.
Hmm. Well, I think those things are making me sleepy.
You get the impression that it was absorbing energy from you, and had you failed, it would have absorbed a spell slot.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, you mean like I would just would cast?
It would take one of your spell slots, that energy away, until you gained it back naturally.
Okay.
And Pico, now that you're up there, you hear the sound of lightning, as if it's continuously arcing.
I take a moment to remind him as to what happened to Ragu's precious owl and maybe not open it just
Oh,
immediately.
yeah. There
Wait a
is
minute.
no
You
need
guys
for
never
reminding.
explained. I just heard Gragu being mad about or upset about something.
I'm pretty sure that
No,
we
no,
took the
we
time
did
to talk about
explain.
that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes, we did.
Are you
I even
sure? Because I
described
would have
what the
been a
room looked
bear.
like.
No, when we
It
came
doesn't
back
mean your
into
brain
the
wasn't working.
no, yeah, when we came back together as a group, I even pulled Ragu by the ear because I was like, no, and stuff like that. And so we explained it. We took time to explain that what was going on.
Yeah, I even described what the room looked like knee-deep water that's got electricity in it, a bunch of transformers that are all bent and broken and knocked over. Yeah.
Um, question. You. Electricity. Fix.
Answer: Elec- electricity, thunder, me.
That's exactly what would happen. Yes, good idea.
Or sorry, lightning, me.
Yeah.
And then he moves up.
Maybe stand away from the door and let him do that then.
Um. Yeah. Well, I guess I'll peek here, see what he does.
So he seems to be just floating there in front of the door, and then he says, "Door, open, you."
God damn
All
it.
right. I
Somebody
guess
open
I'll
I'll
the
go
do
door.
ahead and
that.
open the
Does
door.
my
Oh,
actually out of curiosity, does
okay.
my mage hand work for that?
Yeah. No, it has to be a living
It's
being.
locked, right?
Yeah.
All
Or
right. I'll
Yeah.
go
I
ahead
mean,
and
it's a
open it.
green, but you have to press it with your palm.
Okay.
Boop.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a deck save as you dodge out of the way.
tumble,
I'm
tumble
not
out of the
actually
way.
moving, Jeremy.
Okay.
I'm just
You
looking.
can do a tumble. That'll work. Deck save or a tumble, one of the two. All right. You move out of the way. So go ahead and move back. And in the meantime, Kevin. Oh, I'm assuming Ragu's not there. In the meantime,
Yeah,
Kevin.
I said that I'm not actually there. I just took a look.
Oh, okay. Anyway, you see Kevin go into the room, and you see all the lightning arcing into Kevin, and as you get closer, you notice that it's not arcing anywhere else but Kevin. and you see that he is glowing brightly.
Does he look in like as though he's in any kind of dysfunction? Like he's gonna override or something? Like he's super.
He is currently yellow.
Okay, so we might not want to let him be in there too long.
All right. You said it's
I think
only
he's kinda
arcing to
left.
That's
him.
right.
So we just have to go. Like, can we walk around him perfectly fine?
You walk in and nothing happens.
No, I know, but like if we
This
walk around him, there's
yeah,
no issues,
yeah.
right? Okay.
I'm gonna waste no time here and try and open this door.
You do so.
That's the door that Char was destroyed at.
I want to
Is there
do
anything in
a
here worth
sweep.
examining real
Yep.
quick?
I want to
Yeah.
check for doors
Oh,
specifically,
okay.
but we're not doors, but like secret passages with the
Yep.
dungeon delver.
You're in a hurry, so go ahead and give me a perception check.
But yeah, Ragu, you want to do yours because yours. I'm doing something different.
Okay.
And I'll try and look
anybody
around
wanna
as
help?
well. I guess I'll help Ragu.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
And I'm
All right.
checking for
Oreo
all
is just kind of panicked right now and just not noticing really anything. She just wants to get out of there. Ragu, you find a 1 foot wide by 1 inch silver disc. Very similar to if not exactly the same as those discs that you used to open up back of the spire, the doors back of the spire.
Okay.
Is there any significance to this?
Hold on, Pico. You made a perception check, so you also find one of those discs.
All right.
Anyway, go ahead.
Is there any significance to this green cylinder here in the center of the room? It seems a little different than the others somehow.
It is that and the one next to you are definitely bigger than the others, and they seem to have there's some sort of plant-like material in there, and it's twitching as the lightning moves around, and you get the impression that it's similar to those large plant creatures you fought before, but you get the impression that it's even more so.
This is not a good thing.
You get the impression that it's probably maybe an order of magnitude more powerful.
Just out of curiosity, with any botany or just plain old basic
You're just looking at it. It's
common sense,
it's
do I
pretty
know
clear
if we
based on what
take
you're
it
seeing.
out of?
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Do I know that if taking it out of this big cylinder thing will kill it? You know, like
Probably the
removing it early
opposite.
from
It's
the
probably
room or
the big
something?
cylinder thing that's keeping it from being active, similar to the vats.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. In that case, definitely leave it there.
Question. I mean, okay. I guess I'll try this. I don't know. I'm not good with the question thing, but whatever. So, question: you disable electricity?
Answer. No. Answer. Electricity. No change.
Okay.
Question you, status?
Answer. Me happy.
What color is he
He
still
likes
yellow?
Sorry. Answer. Me well, and then he is yellow.
Okay.
I forget.
Yeah,
He
I'm
doesn't
thinking he likes
have.
being
He doesn't
the
have any. None of those words had emotion, but you get the impression that he is physically well, but he's actually happy, and you start to associate yellow with happy.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what I was thinking.
okay. So is blue then him confused or something? Is that what that is?
He was cyan when he was saying he was confused. He was blue when you told him you didn't know his identity.
Okay, sorry, but to me when I hear cyan, I hear blue. So didn't really think of it as two
Okay,
different
no.
colors, but okay, cool.
Yeah. But yeah, cyan's confused, blue is sad. Green is just average. nominal status, something like that.
Okay, I don't want to stay here too long. I just wanted to kind of peek there and see, and I couldn't find anything. This is the room that, yeah, this is the room that we already were in, so I'm gonna go back out.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you searched around. You found two of the discs. You found that creature inside that feels like it's being trapped there. So and as soon as you leave, oh wait, Devok's still there. So never mind. So yeah, Kevin's still there.
Although isn't because Galen is out, he's still gonna be following Galen.
So
Kevin, I mean.
as soon as you leave, he comes out and then he
Oh,
goes to
okay.
Galen.
Gotcha.
And you notice that the electricity starts arcing back normally once he leaves.
Hmm.
Maybe close. I don't think it's wise to even touch the door at this point. Let's just go.
Okay.
Actually, no, that is a good thing. If that thing in the tube gets out, then we want that door closed. Yeah, I will go ahead and brave closing that door.
Okay. You press the button real quick and go ahead and make a Constitution save. /R. As you reach and you touch it, the lightning arcs into your hand. You're blasted backward as you take 18 points of damage, but the door is now closed.
Yeah, figures. Okay. No, that's cool.
Now, how about this door here?
It looks like it can be opened. So as you open it, you see what looks like another storage area. Um, and as you enter, you quickly notice skeletons of large, vaguely humanoid creatures. These don't look like the other humanoids. They don't look like the shadow kind, but they don't. But their skulls are rather large, and their bones are thick. The second thing you notice about them is they're not actually made out of bone. They seem to be some sort of metal, although it does have that kind of bone white color.
Hmm.
Question: the creatures, not the vines, the plant one, the bigger creature that we were fighting. You mentioned something about it having like wires or something to it, or was it like an organic creature?
The plants you fought were all organic. It's the wires where the crystals were attached that Kevin and are made out of are attached by look like filaments or wires or something, but you don't see them now because of the arcing electricity.
Okay. And then the boxes here in the center, do they have the same mechanism that me and Ragu figured out with the discs?
They each have a rectangular object attached, but it's not glowing. It just looks like normal metal. Um, or perhaps a bit darker than normal.
All right, can we try
Mm,
opening it? Seeing what's
yeah.
You go to open it, and the metal rectangles are keeping it from opening, but they are not glowing.
Mm. What color was it again?
happening?
Just gray metal.
Oh, wait. You've got a silver. Oh no, but that was a silver disc, right? That you found,
Yeah, like the
Ragu?
keys for the temple. Yeah,
Yeah.
like the keys for the temple. Yeah.
Well, just
Okay,
try it
sure.
for the hell of it. I mean,
Yeah,
silver, right? So
yeah,
just try
try.
it.
Okay,
Yeah.
you hold it to it, but nothing happens.
All right. I try my little blue disc with the button on it.
Okay, yeah, you do, but nothing happens.
Okay, and the red obviously nothing too.
Right.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go ahead and with what we've already figured out about these boxes, can I make an artificer's lore to see what
Sure.
we'd probably be looking at?
Yep. Go ahead. All right. It looks like whatever it was, whatever energy source it uses, probably ran out. So there's a good chance you can just pry it open. Pry open the
All right.
or pry off the rectangular objects.
I do have a crowbar.
Go for it.
Okay. Go ahead and make a strength
Okay.
check. You want to get at least an 18. The crowbar gives you advantage.
Yep.
Okay, so the first
Was
one
anybody
you're
gonna
you're
help?
trying, and apparently you can't do it, at least not on your own. You could try the second one, or you can try to get help on this one.
Kevin, you want to help give me a little leveraging there?
I'm pretty sure you need to
Oh
make it
wait,
into a
no.
question.
Yes. Uh, query. Kevin, assistance. Yes.
He turns. Hold on one second. He turns cyan, and then he says, "Question: You help you me?
Question, you open container?
Answer: Container opened me." And then he moves up to the nearest container, and he takes his fist and he starts smashing it. And
And
then
break whatever's inside. Cool, 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 cool.
the lid just kind of pops off, and you just see some looks like some maybe they're crystal objects or something, but you just see like debris at the bottom.
See what at the bottom? You're breaking up.
Oh, so basically, he smashed one of the metal boxes, bent it all, and then knocked the lid off. And at the bottom, you just saw a bunch of glass and crystal debris.
Yeah. Okay. Let's try this again. I take the crowbar. I put it exactly where I want it. Query. Kevin. Leverage.
He turns cyan, and he says, "Query, question you."
Yeah, you need to start with question,
Yeah,
man.
question. Nobody knows. He doesn't know what query is.
Question, push pry bar?
All right. Yeah.
Answer: Pry bar, push me. And then he moves over and pushes the pry bar, and it pops off the metal object.
All right. I do the same thing for the other one.
All right, so yeah,
Well, the
you
other one's
get
already destroyed, isn't it?
I hold the pry
he
bar there.
destroyed the one nearest him, so Ragu is now helping him open the one further away.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, he opens it up, or you open it up, and
Okay.
inside you see a dozen glass figurines, each about 3 inches tall, um, each with the wearing robes with their hands up, with the um, or with the features smooth, so you can't tell the features. And then you see three glass figurines that look exactly like those plants, those fluorescent plants in the other room, but are 3 inches tall.
Okay.
And you realize this is likely what was in the other chest as well, but now it's just debris.
Realize what mumble?
You realize this is probably what was in that first chest, but now it's just debris.
Okay. And these are the Venus flytrap type plants or
Yes.
the assassin vines?
Can I check one of these piles?
Sure. Go ahead. What I'm going to have you do is there's a lot of piles in the room. So what I have is just have somebody roll with advantage, and we'll just do it all at once, just to save some time.
I've got a 5 in perception. Does anybody have a higher?
I think mine's a 6.
Go for it.
All right. Plort.
Okay, that's a 23. So let's see, there's one, two, three, four, five, six. All right, so that would be you find three of the fire sticks, one of the lightning sticks, and half a dozen of the coin like objects. And Pico, since you are in the area, you also see some mechanical debris to the south, but it really can't make heads or tails of it. And of course the skeletons already mentioned.
Now, how heavy are these skeletons?
Um, they are made out of metal and they're fairly large and bulky, so each one would probably be about 150 pounds whole.
Hmm. It'd be interesting to see if we can justify getting one of the wagon. Uh, Wait a minute. Wagon seems to be over carrying capacity right now.
Is it really?
Oh, we haven't adjusted our water, have we?
No, and I also wanted to pull some stuff from there on my kit, but we're not in the wagon right now, so I haven't done anything.
Good jump, Sashi. Um,
Oh yeah,
eh,
7.5 pounds. Okay, yeah. So you guys will need to sort that out before you get moving again.
Did anybody write down those uh, fire sticks and lightning sticks? Or
well, I thought you were going to jump all over them.
I'm just making sure. I am just, if anybody else, I'm not trying to be greedy.
I mean, I'll take the lightning one. You can keep the rest.
Okay. All right. So one lightning one.
Yeah, there's only one, so I took that one.
Oh, okay. All right.
I will ask anybody that happens to have Mage Hand to do me a favor and pick some of the red plant. I want to put it in one of the vials that I've got.
Yeah, I can do that for you. I'll go ahead and back out of the room and try and something from the closest. I guess I don't need to get that close, but I'll go ahead and try and retrieve some of the red leaves.
Okay, you do so.
All right. Here you go, Oreo. Do you want them dropped directly into a container so you don't have to touch them?
Yep, please and thank you.
All right. I'll go
So
ahead.
how much? I mean, you said it could hold up to 4 ounces worth, but I mean they're leaves and stuff, so just pack it in as much as you can, and I'll lit it up, and then yeah, I'll put in here that I've got a vial with that.
Okay.
Do I see any changes on the leaves or anything, like as he's pulling them in?
Not at the moment, no.
Okay.
All right.
All
So
right.
stuff that in.
Is there any way that alchemy would help try and figure out who, where, when, what these weird alien semi-metal bones are, or
Mm,
anything about them?
I'm not sure
Just
alchemy
an
would do you any
investigation.
good. I mean, you could potentially test the metal with different
Yeah.
chemicals and whatnot, but that would take time in a lab.
Okay.
But it's not going to help you identify the creature itself, whatever it was.
All right. Well, yeah, Pico, did you want to get one of these to the wagon, or?
We're gonna have to throw a lot of stuff off. I mean, whereas dealing with the overweight situation, we could just throw away your tent and that would solve that problem. But we'd still have 150 pounds to deal with before then. Um, we could conceivably leave. Hmm, well, if we left 3 water barrels behind, that would give the opportunity to load up one of the skeletons.
All right. Well, we can either leave the water barrels behind, or we can at least pull the skeleton up and get it on our way back, or if you think
Well, the
we're not
problem
going to
is
be
our way
back this
back
way?
may not be on foot. So
Well, in that
if so, I
case,
mean, if we leave the water behind, if we have to be back on foot, we can grab it. If we don't have to go back on foot, we don't need the water. So,
yeah.
and I can generate water in an emergency. So I think we're probably
Okay.
safe enough leaving 3 barrels
All right.
behind.
That'll be working. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you guys, I could just make the assumption that you guys can handle moving things around in the wagon and whatnot. So just go ahead and make the changes you want to make.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, I guess I'm going to go ahead and remove your tent unless you want to do something with it.
No, it's already been pretty Swiss cheesed and full of holes, wasn't it, Jeremy? It did
Oh, from
protect
the
us from the glass
hailstorm?
rain. Yeah, it protected us from the glass rain, but it got really torn up doing it. So I suppose it served its purpose well enough, keeping us from getting beat up.
Although you could easily deal with that just by mending it, just
Yeah, why don't we go
patching
ahead
up.
and why don't we just go ahead and leave the tent with the water? That way we can come back and get it later if we need.
Well, the thing is that, well, considering that we already had a use for the tent, we might have a use for it again. Could always just leave a fourth
Okay.
barrel behind.
Okay.
I mean, keep in mind that I think the whole point we were doing was 3 weeks of water per person. And as of yet, we still have 3 weeks of water per person.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're good.
So, yeah, I guess we'll just go ahead and pull off 4 barrels and leave those stored away in one of the rooms.
If you want, on the wagon in the note section or something, you can just put down where the barrels are here, in the river complex. So you remember. I mean, not on the. There should be on the right side. There should be a
Under other
other
items.
items. Yeah, you can just put it in there. And that way, if you guys decide you need to get the water again or something, at least you won't have to try to remember where you put it.
Yeah. All right, I've got that documented.
Okay. Was there anything else? Any doors or anything we're not looking at in here or not seeing?
You don't see any doors in that room. Nope. It seems like it was just a storage area.
Okay. Yeah, we checked in these lockers too and everything when we did that one big one.
Yeah, the lockers are open, and they don't seem to be holding anything but scrap.
Okay.
Something I'm curious about looking at the skeletons. Are they all completely identical, or do they have the usual variations you would expect from creature to creature?
Actually, go ahead and give me no. There's no variation that is standing out, but go ahead and give me a perception check to see, as you really dig into it and try to see if you notice anything. All right, so yeah, with the 16, you're getting the impression that you're not seeing any deviation. They look like copies.
Good enough for my purposes. Um, let's see. Did we? I think we may have explored just about everything we can. What's up with the big yellow things in these corners again?
There are vats full of liquid. There's broken holes in them with the glass, and inside you see plant matter.
Ah,
Very similar to the other vats you found in other areas, except the one with the crystal objects.
Mm-hmm. Well, we want to go
Question,
ahead and. Oh, go ahead.
question. You have weaknesses?
Question
If
you weakness, I think. Yeah.
you have like I'm asking if it has any weaknesses. So you have weaknesses, and I refer to it as a question.
Right. Um, answer. Resistance. Lightning, thunder, or resistance, me, lightning, thunder, bludgeoning, piercing, slashing.
Hold on,
Uh,
you're cutting off really bad, man. I can't hear you.
Yeah,
sorry.
can't understand you.
Answer, resistances, me, lightning, thunder.
It's still
Uh,
cutting off. We're only catching.
You're
All
cutting
I
out a
heard
lot.
is yeah. All I heard
let
is that
me
you're
go
resistant to
ahead
lightning.
Am,
and let's see, I don't know. I'll try muting, unmuting.
am I through okay?
No, you're cutting off
You're
too.
breaking up
Nope.
too, Dave.
Okay.
Yours
Yeah,
is
that's
also
probably
cutting
a
out.
network thing here.
I heard you that time.
All right, can you hear me now?
Better.
Yes.
Better. So far, better.
All right, so it says resistances, me, lightning, thunder. Immunities, me, poison. And then it says weaknesses, me, unknown.
Okay.
Okay.
But
So you know what
I
your
could have
strong
sworn I heard you
against.
say something about bludgeoning the first time
Yeah,
around.
I did, but I
piercing.
changed my mind. Yeah, okay, I'll do that. I'll say resistances, me, um, basic weapons.
Hmm.
Okay. Piercing, stabbing, and bludgeoning. Okay.
Along with lightning and thunder, though, didn't you say that that was
Yes.
also
Yeah.
resistance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can only be hit by, well, hit and hurt by magical weapons that don't invoke lightning or thunder damage.
Yeah, I just wanted to be sure that he could leave this place without any issues. Because I didn't want him
Okay.
going out into the environment and finding out that he's not well equipped to sustain time out there.
Weaknesses: humidity, light,
Yeah,
wind,
exactly. Exactly.
glass
Sunlight.
rain.
You get the impression that whoever worked on the plants, giving them, trying to make them resistant to things that they did something similar with this thing. Obviously, it's not resistant to fire and cold, but is resistant to, various other things. So they tried to make it as resistant as they could. At least that's the impression
Okay.
you're getting.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, if that's the case, I vote for going back to the wagon only because I'm holding a bunch of stuff that Ragu needs to identify, and then we need to split up the stuff that we found.
Okay.
All
Getting
right.
some
Well,
back to me?
there should be a decent amount of room on the wagon now. Well, okay. There's still about a little over 50 pounds worth of. Make that more like 40 pounds worth of carrying capacity now.
Okay.
Ragu, do you want to take the time to identify all of the items? Because I've
Yeah, sure. If we don't mind making a short rest here, I can
and
go
you
ahead
can
and
get your
get
owl
everything
too.
identified. Yeah, I can get my owl too.
So there was a axe, a leather armor, or not leather, just armor, some sort of shirt armor, and then I've got the two daggers on me, and then you've got your rapier. So I think you figured out yours, but there's these three things that we've got to figure out.
Yeah, so I will go ahead and ritual cast identify on the daggers, the axe, and the armor.
You do so, and unfortunately, very similar to most objects in Lumev, outside of that one ancient temple, um, the information is very incomplete and very hazy. But you get the impression that all the weapons are +3 weapons with +4 damage, and they all seem to be super sharp and magical, but it's clear that you're not getting everything.
All right, I go ahead and share that out.
Then
And
I
as
will leave.
oh,
Oh, go
sorry,
ahead.
I was gonna say, as far as the armor goes, you're getting the impression that it reduces um, wearing that armor reflects some of the damage that you get from magic, but you also get the impression that it increases your susceptibility to physical damage. Um, however, you aren't sure what the proportions are.
So I'll leave the armor and the axe out in the open because I don't, I'd be satisfied with the daggers with myself, but I don't know the full extent of what the daggers can do. But I'm leaving the other options there for you guys.
Just out of curiosity, what's the axe?
Say that again.
Just out of curiosity, what's the axe? I
It
don't
would
know off the top of my
be
head.
let me look up X here. So it would be basically a battle axe. Oh, here we go. It's basically a +3 battle axe, but instead of +3 damage, it's +4 damage.
Yeah, what's a battle axe? 1d6,
It's a D8.
1d12, 1d83.
It's a martial
D8?
axe weapon. So if you go under I, you just search for battle axe, and it'll come up.
Okay, because I couldn't find its damage. I found it and its cost, but not
There's
not what
proficiencies, and then
the
below that are items. You want to make sure to get the item version, and it does show damage and stuff
Okay.
in Roll20.
Okay, I'll go ahead and stick with my rapier then. But yeah, if that and the axe are the same, I'm thinking Ayer might like to upgrade his flail to an axe, but he's not here to make that decision unless there's anybody else who can use it.
I put in chat what you guys know about the weapons, and
Okay.
then the armor is reflex. There. Okay. All right. So yeah, you guys got your weapons and your armor. Have you guys figured out what you're doing with the wagon?
uh, yeah, Dave, you finished the wagon thing?
Yep, it's unless anybody needs to load anything, we're ready to move.
I'm gonna
Okay,
take
we were going to
some
take a
stuff
long
off.
rest.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, yeah, we were going to take a long rest. I was going to go ahead and get Char back, and then anybody wants to use hit dice or anything else.
Well, as far as I know, it's a
Well,
short rest, but otherwise, what you said is true.
yeah, because I don't think we were really there all that long.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, so I assume you guys just sleep through the night and start fresh the next day, right?
Well, I thought we'd only moved one hex to get here. I mean, was it really that
yeah, if
long?
you want to go ahead.
Well, you guys spent a bunch of hours exploring and everything, so I was under the assumption that you were going to rest and then move on, but you guys don't have to, obviously. You guys can just continue on from where you are. It'd be about half the day exploring, so you could probably move another hex if you want to. Do you want to do that? Or do you want to rest here?
I'm good to keep going.
Yeah, let's get it.
Okay. We'll go back. No problem. Let's go back to the map. All right. right, the map appears to be loading, but when it loads, you can see that you do technically. Yeah, there you go. So you've crossed the river. You've taken your hex. Let me go ahead and move the river facility up to the top there, and so now you should be able to see it. So there's so you know where that is. All right, so you move one more hex, and then you take your long rest. So, or sorry, you take your short rest. So is there anything you're doing before you do that?
Yeah, I was just gonna summon summon Char, and if there was anything else we needed to get done, did we have anything else to identify or anything?
Okay. So yeah, you summon Char, mark off one of your familiar supplies that you bought, and that's fine.
I'll attempt to cast teleport.
Okay, and it continues to fail. And you notice that Kevin is following Galen around, and as he does so, Galen, you notice that sometimes he stares off into the to one of the stone pillars. Or stone structures that is fairly common in this part of the world. Um, and then if you ask him why, he basically tells you he doesn't know. Um, and then other times he asks, question, identity me. And then you probably tell him you don't know, but he every once in a
Yeah.
while he'll ask again. All right,
I'll find out who you are, Kevin.
cool. All right, you sleep through the night and you wake up the next day. It is now the 7th. It is still raining, although it's starting to lighten up. So, what are you going to do?
Well, first off, I'm going to suggest, or I'm going to hire to Kevin. Uh, we search identity.
You're breaking up, Dave. I have no idea what you're saying.
Said, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and go through again then, so everybody can hear you.
Going to try and have Ire say, we search identity you.
Okay, and then Kevin says, um, search identity me you, or it says answer, and then he says all that. And then when he does that, he turns yellow.
All right.
Guess he's happy that we're gonna look.
Yep, I'll take it. Way to start a Nibbin day.
Yep.
Boom! Worked one of the weeks in or days of the weekend. Not gonna make that a habit.
Alrighty. Anyway, so when you're ready, go ahead and move one hex.
All right. Yoink.
Okay. As you move, you notice that you see some flatlands in this direction. And you see in this direction the terraced land with all the large rock formations and rivers and waterfalls continues. And as you're traveling, I'm going to go ahead and switch you to a different map because you notice creatures approaching you from the distance. And they seem to already know where you are, so let me go ahead and put you on here real quick. let's see. And then Char. And let me go ahead and grab Kevin real quick. Oops, wrong one. Sorry about that. I'm going to have to copy him for now because I have to make a new thing for him. All right. Anyway, as you're traveling, you notice more of these crystalline creatures approaching you from the distance. And you notice that the large spires, every once in a while, you'll see what looks like a bright spot um, in a gap or a hole. Anyway,
A bright what?
Huh.
Sorry, you were cutting
so
out.
let's see one. Anyway, up ahead, you see a number of those crystalline creatures approaching you. So what do you do?
Hmm. Well, hopefully these ones won't try to instantly murder us.
Why
They're
don't we
coming
ask
directly at.
Kevin first to see if he recognizes them?
Okay, so what do you ask Kevin?
Mm,
You recognize crystal?
Question: identity, crystals.
And then he answers, answer, identity, them, unknown.
Can I either go ahead and talk to those crystal creatures, saying, you know, peaceful greetings, inquiry, friendly, something like that?
Yeah, you can certainly have Ire talk to them, assuming they get closer. Currently, they're heading towards you. So are you going to wait for them? Are you going to move forward? What are you going to do?
Mm, I guess we'll wait. Heck, I want to see how they. Well, actually, it's going to be obvious how they're going to get across the river, but why not see that?
Okay.
Yeah,
As you're waiting,
I'd
you
slowly
notice they
approach them.
hover right over the river, and they continue to approach. And one of them steps forward, and he says, "Identity, me, dong, 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 cyan." And when I say cyan, it means he turned cyan at the last tone. And from what you can tell, their names are actually four different tones, followed by a color. And then he says, question, identity, you. Question, creature or crystal companion, who?
Answer: companion, unknown. Answer: companion, searching, identity.
And at this point in time, it changes color. It turns cyan, and you notice that the fellows behind him, at this point in time, turn purple, and the creature up front moves forward, and he's trying to move toward Kevin. And at this point in time, Galen, he's trying to move past you. So what do you do?
I'll step out of the way just for a moment.
Okay. And so yeah, he moves forward, and he starts speaking to Kevin very rapidly. In fact, more rapidly than you heard Kevin speak, almost as if he's trying to speak too rapidly to be understood. And then Kevin
Yeah, we're not catching
responds.
you, Jeremy. Every third word.
Sorry, go ahead.
He's
Yeah,
saying
we're
you're
not
cutting
catching
out.
you, but every third word.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
we
guess I
don't
can try that
understand.
again.
Yeah,
So the crystal creature that just gave his name, he moves forward past Galen, and then starts speaking to Kevin very rapidly. You get the impression that he's trying to speak as rapidly as he can, possibly so that you don't understand him. And then Kevin speaks very rapidly back to it. And then at that point, it backs up, and it is cyan at this point. And then it turns to Galen, and more slowly, it says, "Question, Creator, you."
Oh god damn it. I don't know.
We're probably better off with the honest answer, or
Didn't we
unknown.
answer that
Yeah,
as yeah? Didn't we just
answer
answer that as unknown?
answer creator unknown.
He suddenly turns yellow, and then he says, "Question, disguise, Creator, you."
Wait,
What
you
was
were
that?
cutting out a little bit. I couldn't quite catch that.
Question,
Yeah.
disguise, Creator, you.
Disguise creator you? I mean, shit. What does
The,
that even mean?
creator.
Are you the creator in disguise? Yeah, I was like,
I
if I
mean,
am,
I
I
think
don't
I'm
know
like
it.
the second coming or something, but I'm like hiding
Oh wait,
myself.
we're not this guy. That was like the
No, I
guy.
said No, I said question, disguise, Creator, you, as in disguise.
Oh.
Uh,
Um.
I don't want to
I
tell
would.
them that I'm their god in disguise. I think that would probably end poorly for me.
Maybe.
That, or I'd have an army of crystals for about like a week and a half before they figure out I'm not their god.
Um.
You know, you're lying.
Yeah. I don't know.
And at this point in time,
I'll say answer. Uh,
What Shadowkind memory
answer.
error?
Yeah, exactly. Answer. Memory confused.
okay, and then it
Answer
turns
creator
yellow,
unknown.
and it says, question, memory, you lost.
Answer me memory lost.
And then it turns yellow. And then you notice that he then turns back to his fellows, um, and then he flashes yellow, and then his fellows change from purple to green, and then he turns back, and he says, "Question, you," or sorry, it says, "Question, follow you me. Question, home, you me."
Um,
Could be
so he wants us to
interesting.
follow him. So, answer we follow you. Answer home unknown.
He changes cyan briefly, and then flashes yellow, and then moves forward. So what do you do?
Okay, well, we gotta follow him. Let's go, guys.
Okay, so as you follow him, you he takes you to one of those large rocky spires, and inside you see a cave, and he takes you into the cave where I'll now move you.
Cool. All right, we've got crystal friends, boys.
Let me.
I mean, what do you think
Yeah.
we revived the crab? What would happen?
Anyway, you. Oh wait, hold on. So yeah, so the creature leads you into a cave, and at this point in time, as he moves forward, the other crystals that were creatures that were following you kind of moved past you and went into the cave already. It was just the one leading you, and at this point in time, um, a couple of other crystal creatures kind of come around, and they rapidly converse again, quick enough that I can't follow. And then one of them turns purple, and he looks at Galen, and he asks, question, creator,
What
skin,
was that? I assume.
you.
Wait. You cut out. Did he say
He said
question creator you?
question, creator, um, disguise you. Question, creator, or question, disguise why.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so I still missed the first question, but I think they're asking if I'm the creator in disguise again.
The main thing is he says question, creator, disguise why.
Uh, um,
I'm going to go ahead and volunteer Shine memory error.
yeah.
He he's still purple, but then he seems to be just stand there for a moment, unmoving, and then he says, "Home, welcome you.
Oh, this is my
Watch,
home?
Jeremy, is there
watch
Okay.
anything?
us, you."
Hey, Galen,
Okay. Yeah.
anything around in your noggin all of a sudden? Maybe
Yeah,
something on an
maybe I'm
8?
gonna look around the place. I am very curious.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do I know this place? Please, I need an 8. Oh, Ragu, your 8 scared me from before. I thought I had it.
Yeah, you're looking around, and you don't a full memory doesn't flood into your head, but you do have this impression in the back of your mind that you've seen these things before.
Hmm. Can
Um,
I use my... No, I can't probably. Never mind.
yeah, you get the impression that you've seen these things before, and that somehow they're connected with the experiments in your other memories.
I'm gonna use a fate point and I want to re-roll that.
Okay.
I really want to try for that 8.
Do you want some peyote? I believe you get to
No,
roll
I
for
don't
any
want to trip
peyote.
off Crystal Cave right
I
now.
was,
Thank you, though.
I was going to joke that that's what happened.
Yeah, it's worth the fate point though. I really, really want to know this memory. So do I just re-roll when I
Yep.
spend the fate point?
You can re-roll as many times as you have fate points for.
Yeah, I only have, well, I had 3, so I'm comfortable using 1, but oh, you gotta be kidding me.
You can't use favored by the gods with that thing?
Can I use
No.
favored by the gods?
However,
No, no.
since this is already there and this is already close to all the other memories you have, the 7 actually works.
Okay, cool.
And so you have a memory, and you you remember being in something that looks a lot like that room you were in before, where you found the crystal creature. And you see, though, a slightly different because you see the metal beds laid out, um, which according to your memory are sleep pots. The name just pops into your head, and you're looking as some friends or at least acquaintances of yours are laying in those pods, and and you hear someone saying, it, "It'll be fine. Your consciousness will be transferred, and finally we can move forward." But then you hear him question, "But what happens to this body?" And he says, "You're do not worry about it. Its mind will be fractured, but your consciousness will be transferred." And as you look
Oh,
around, you see an automata, you see one of these crystal creatures, and you see one of the crab creatures, and the memory ends.
okay. So I think that we could transfer as Shadowkind our mind into either automata, crystals, or crabs.
You're getting the impression that
Oh,
the consciousnesses of these creatures were once shadow kind, but it breaks the mind, shatters the memories of the mind of the original. And at this point in time, you're pretty convinced that you're one of the bodies that was left behind.
Yeah, holy shit. Okay, question you, me? What the hell's going on?
It looks at you. Answer. Creator. Creator disguise you. Answer. Creator or not creator us.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
by based on your other memory, you feel like these consciousnesses were once shadow kind, but it's clear to you that if that's actually true, they don't remember.
So if I was one of the bodies that was left behind, is there me somewhere out there? What the
Is there?
hell? Okay.
And I'm going to give you exploration experience for that because it's a new discovery.
Hooray.
Anyway, so the person who was purple, the creature that's purple, said, um, "Explore, home you, us, or watch us you," and then they move to the side, but you get the feeling that they're watching you curiously to see what you do.
Okay, so they want me to explore.
How much of that came through, okay, Galen?
What?
That bit of exposition came through, okay. You.
Yeah, you guys are both kind of garbled. It's kind
Yeah.
of hard to understand at all what's going on.
Okay.
I think maybe both of you should try and disconnect the car and join back in because for some reason the connection between the both of you guys is really
Okay.
up and down.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the response. Oh, yeah, that's that joint call too. Can you hear me?
Hmm.
There you are. Okay. Yeah.
We'll let you know if you start breaking up again.
Okay.
But yeah, I missed most of what was going on with the creatures and their colors or whatever because yeah, I just could not hear you.
Okay. The creature that was talking to Galen, he is purple, and he's still purple. Um, but he told Galen um, that he can explore, but they'll be watching him.
Or
And
wait, the one that was talking to him was purple. None of the other ones are purple.
no, it's just the one talking to him is purple, which is
Mm.
the one over here.
Right, and did we figure out that purple was angry or bad?
No, we haven't. That's
Actually,
what I just asked.
I have a question for Kellen. Question: crystals, color, mood.
Answer: um, color, mood.
Answer garble mood.
No, he said it is the mood.
Hmm.
Okay. That all I heard was
Well,
answer burp burp
no.
mood.
Um, okay, let's see. Let's do that a little bit differently. Um,
Question purple mood.
Hmm.
One thing you know as you're asking them or thinking of questions to ask is there weren't any words for specific emotions.
Yeah, you made that pretty clear in the beginning. Yep.
Yeah. You're right. Okay, emotion. Okay.
And now
So yeah,
you're realizing the reason for that is because they show emotions through color.
okay.
Hmm.
Well, green is all good. Yellow's very happy. Cyan is confused. Yeah. We'll just have to keep watching.
Question, color, purple, status. Or, oh, question, color, purple, meaning.
Answer. Color purple, purple.
Yeah,
No fair.
that's fair. We'll just have to
you
figure it
you
out.
were
I feel like purple is kind of apprehensive,
Probably.
like confused, but in a not like pure confusion way, in a kind of like angry or aggressive
Yeah,
way.
we just need to hang. We just need
apprehensive
to.
would be on guard.
We just need to hang out with them more, relax. It was just a
Whoa.
curiosity question.
So before you continue
Whoa.
moving, Galen, I should probably describe what you see. So you see a large cavern room, or most of you do anyway. And inside you see littered on the ground crystals, large elongated crystals along the ground. You see these glowing crystals, massive glowing crystals growing out of the walls. You see glowing crystals or green crystals growing out of the ground. And as you move into the hallway, you see more of the crystals on the ground, and then you see the cave branches off to the right and then forward, and then forward you can see bubbling liquid, and you can see that the air is shimmering with heat, and you can see that that area is full of the creatures.
Huh.
And then you can
Whoa.
see one of them, one of the creatures hanging out in the, um, in the path. And then as you
Yeah.
move, turns, he turns pink, and he says, "Question, identity you."
Answer. Me, Galen.
Question, identity what? You.
Answer. Me, Shadowkind. Me, old body.
As you search for words, you realize that there aren't many words. There is creature, there is crystal, there is creator, there is animal, there is plant, and there is sta- there is geology. So, do you
Can
pick
I
one of
can
those
I
words?
say can I say old crystal or something like that?
Okay.
Or
Yeah.
other crystal? I don't know, something like that.
And then it gets real close to you, uncomfortably so, with the lightning arcing between the crystals and causing the hairs to stand up from the static electricity. And it's almost like it's trying to see inside you. And he says, "Question, Crystal, you? Question,
Answer.
how
Oh,
you?"
um. Answer. Me, no crystal. Answer. Memory broken.
Question, religion, you? Question,
Oh.
creator, religion.
Well, hold on. I actually have that. I don't think he knows what God I abide by, but the one I currently abide by is I
As
need
you're
to find
thinking,
it.
as far Ira tells you, there's no words for your gods.
Oh, well.
Oh.
Uh, is there word for word?
Yes.
Answer. How about answer no words? Answer cannot explain. Cannot explain.
Hey, Galen, I think I see a crystal creature that might be special.
Heh. Well, I don't want to
You
move
see that
past
one
this
way
guy.
over?
Yeah, I do see that one. I'm gonna talk to him later, but this guy was pink, which means he might be mad, so we need to like get his permission to enter the.
Yeah,
Okay, or you
that's
can
a
just go in.
And then as Kevin follows up, it looks at toward Kevin and then turns yellow and it says, "Question, identity, you." And he's pointing at Kevin, and then Kevin says, "Answer, identity, Kevin." And then
Yes, Kevin.
the crystal creature says, um, "Not identity, you." Question,
Oh.
identity, you. And he turns purple, and then Kevin says, "Identity, me, Kevin." Uh,
I'm going to jump
uh-oh.
in. I'm going to here
Uh-oh.
quickly say, um, Kevin identity or no, Kevin Mayer, identity unknown.
and the crystal creature says, "Question, uh, question, Kevin, origin."
Uh.
Answer, rescue river facility.
Question, river facility, what?
Oh.
Yeah, I don't understand what's going on. You guys are just cutting every
Um,
23rd word here.
I've been able to hear him somewhat pretty well, so maybe you want to try and reconnect there
Yeah.
too, Tyler?
I can hear him
All right.
decently. Like there's occasional words that are robotic,
Yeah,
but I can
exactly.
hear it.
But I can
Yeah,
exactly
I'm
same.
still getting like 80%. I mean, I can hear
um,
you perfectly clearly, Mel, but everybody else sounds it it sure-
Sorry about that. Maybe
That's right.
we're having internet issue here. Anyway, Pico, what were you saying?
um, we could try location water treatment plant.
And then when you say that, you said water treatment plants for everybody else. When you say that, he turns cyan and then turns yellow and then back normal. And
Hello, hello.
Yep,
Yeah,
you're there.
hello.
Hello.
Okay,
Oh,
cool.
oh, you still can't hear me?
Yeah,
Turned in.
hopefully this
We'll
is
see.
better. Yeah.
And then at that point, he says, "Religion, you up." And
Hmm.
he's yellow at this point in time.
we didn't hear it
Religion,
said.
you creator.
Um,
19 for the creator.
he's asking if we are the creator. Answer creator unknown. Answer me
Not creator, you.
use. Oh, Kevin.
Creator, religion, up. You, or religion, you, up.
Is there a god associated with your religion, Galen?
They don't have a word for God.
Is there a name for the god though? Like maybe the word god is not there, but what's the name of the entity you worship?
The closest thing they
Question
have is creator.
creator identity.
Yeah, I mean it's like you can't call every person walking down the street human. They have different names. Joe, Ed, Frank. What's the name of your god?
Yeah.
God is just a generic term like human.
And then at this point in time, it turns cyan, and then it turns yellow, and it takes one of the crystals, which they can basically use like fists, and then it moves it up, pointing at the ceiling.
Oh, I'm gonna look up then. What do we
You
see
look
up
up and
there?
you see the cave ceiling. Um, it seems at this and then at this point in time, it just moves its fists upward and then downward, and then looks a different direction.
Okay.
So what do you do?
I don't know. This is really weird.
Um, well, let's see.
And then at this point in time, it just kind of starts moving away.
Yeah, because it was
Okay.
yellow, so it was already pleased with whatever answer was provided. I don't know what it was. I think it was the water treatment plant thing that Pico said.
Okay, let's move in. Move in slowly.
Okay. As you approach, you find yourself in a large cavernous room, and you can see massive crystals all along the walls, and you can see the light, the glowing crystals emitting the light is green in this area, and you can see the various crystal creatures seem to be speaking to each other rapidly, and the creatures in front of you, Galen, they seem to have little bits of metal that seem to be floating in front of them, held up by that electricity.
It's like
It seems to be able to charge it and hold it up in the air. And you see them talking back and forth, each one holding a different piece of metal, and then they exchange them. And then the creature, the one of the creatures starts moving away.
they're like trading. Okay. Interesting.
Okay, so what do you do?
I guess I'll just keep moving. I'll let them complete their deal. I want to go to this weird faded crystal.
Okay.
There's a couple of them.
although, yeah, 3 now. It's maybe not as special as I
Yeah, the
thought.
ones um, as you're looking, you can see that the ones doing the exchanging are the faded creature crystals. They look a little different, slightly purplish in color naturally, and it looks like other crystals approach, and then they talk and they exchange metal. And then the non-purple crystals move away.
Okay, I'll go up to crystal 21 and I'll say question crystal that and I'll point out identity.
Then it says identity. Bong 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 bong. Purple.
Purple. Got it. Yeah, okay. Dong dong dong. Purple.
So
I
you
like that
notice that
one.
the names each consist of 4 notes and a color. So what I would
Okay.
suggest is that you can have Ire
So to
actually
catalog them.
keep a catalog, and then what you can do is if you tell me what you guys want to call the crystals, I can change their name.
Okay, we'll have to catalog all these ones later. We'll go through after our initial sweep of the home. This is so strange.
And you find that, but then you wonder, is Ire can play back the tones just fine, but how are you going to play back the color if you want to ever call one by name?
Just out of curiosity, since we've been listening to this and paying attention, um, might I be able to replicate the sounds with a small illusion of color with minor illusion?
With your what?
With minor illusion?
Say that last word again. It's very faint.
He wants to
With
replicate.
with minor
Oh,
illusion.
minor illusion. Can
Yeah, I could
minor illusion
replicate the
do
tones and
sound?
then
Can it do sound and visual at the same time?
uh, I don't know. Can it
No,
do?
but it can do one at a time. So, I mean,
Okay,
if the color comes afterwards, you can just
I
switch.
see. So you do the four tones and then the color. Yeah, you could do that. That would work.
I don't know if that would help with communication.
It would mean you have one more person who could do it. That's true.
Okay.
Okay, so
Alternately, you could
here
do the
I have.
color with
Oh, yeah, I
prestidigitation.
was about to say
Hmm.
also in prestidigitation, it says you can create an instantaneous harmless sensory effect, such as a shower of sparks, puff of wind, or faint musical notes. And
Okay.
then you can
So
also
that
do color. Could I communicate with
yeah.
them using prestidigitation then, using the like musical notes as
Yeah.
languagey?
The
Cool.
yeah, that would work fine. The only problem you have is for ire.
He just knows it, yeah.
I was running on the assumption that basically he just memorized the 400 things and just kept them in memory and could play them back. For you,
Yeah.
no, maybe I don't know if anybody's actually went and wrote everything down. Maybe Ragu did, but if that's the case, then it'd be kind of like having a translator book. You know, you got a Spanish to English
Yeah.
or English to Spanish dictionary, and every time you want to say a word, you flip through it, find the word in English, and then find the appropriate word and say it back. So it'd be very slow.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
Like I
It'll
said,
have to
we're
do
still
until I
trying to
can spend
learn,
the
but yeah.
time. Yeah, I can until I spend the time to like actually memorize the language. It'll have to do.
There's something I want to try. I'm going to have um, maybe one that Galen's already talking to, but basically, question: identify leader.
Answer. And he gives another four-note tone followed by red.
Okay, we'll have to find a red one then.
Okay.
But from what you've seen, the color isn't necessarily associated with the color of the thing because one of them said cyan and they weren't cyan at the time.
Yeah.
So the color is just part of the name.
Is there such a thing as a renaming option with these crystals? Like
Yeah.
question,
Yeah.
you
That's
rename
Well,
identity?
we were just saying that we would call them a different name and then just have their name be a
yeah.
separate
Working
thing.
under the
Yeah.
assumption that Ire would essentially be internally translating that for
Yeah,
us.
exactly. So you would say Bob, and then we would know Bob is associated with a specific one, and I would just change the name on the token.
I see. Okay.
Um,
Okay.
so the big trick is figuring out significance of them first. So
Yeah.
actually, I'm going to try question location, and I'm going to have
There's the name.
Ire reproduce the four-tone response, and I'll throw a little red prestidigitation effect at the end of that tone.
Um, then he says, answer, leader, up, and he points up with one of his fists.
Oh, okay, so that's their creator. That's their god. That's the thing they worship. Some dude named Dung 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 Red Up. Got it. All right. Okay. Starting to make progress.
You sure there's not like a second floor to this unit or something? Maybe it's like
Well,
a townhouse or
let's
something.
maybe we can look around for. Well, there's no stairs over here. Let's check the other. Let's go to the other rooms.
There is also like a passage
There's two
that we
pass.
passed
Whoa.
over. Yeah, I'll check out this little narrow one,
Is this
or I
the
think
hot
Oreo's
one? Is
already.
this the
Yeah.
room that's too hot for us to enter?
Well,
Okay.
you don't know if it's too hot for you to enter. You just know it's very hot.
Ooh, it's colorful over
Yeah, I
here.
know it's
All right.
pretty
So
though.
Oh,
what you guys have found was it looks like a cave full of a whole bunch of different kinds of mushrooms, and a lot of them are glowing, and it's providing all the different colors.
Pretty.
Galen, do you want me to move you to everybody else?
Oh, yeah, sorry, I was messing. I accidentally hit like plus, I think, and I made my screen too big. So I'm trying to. Oh, there's a thing at the. There it is. Okay, I fixed it. Sorry, I was messing with that.
Anyway, you see as you enter this a cavernous room full of different color mushrooms emitting different color light. You can see one of the crystal creatures. He's at one of the mushrooms, and you see little arcs of electricity coming off of him. And you see one of the mushrooms would seem to be ripping apart, and you see it kind of grow back together.
Uh-huh.
And then he moves and he starts working on another one. So what do you do?
Hopefully colorful mushrooms.
I propose we name this one Peach.
Okay.
Moving on.
Alright.
I'm gonna
Until
keep
we-
going.
I mean,
Until
who
we
else
figure
would you
out the
expect to rule the
actual-
Mushroom Kingdom?
Okay,
Fair
there you go.
enough.
All right.
I was gonna say until we figure out the significance of each of these guys, isn't the number good enough?
Hold on. So Oreo, you see a opening in the cavern wall that seems to have a sharp incline, and it seems to spiral around out of you.
Oh, hey, look. God has a directory. It's
Alright.
upstairs.
All right.
So you guys gonna go upstairs?
Yeah.
Sure.
Wait, I kind of want to ask Peach what those mushrooms are.
Go for it. I'll
First.
wait for you here.
Okay, okay. Come on, Ire.
Question: mushrooms purpose.
Yes. Question: mushrooms purpose. Do they have a word for mushroom? Maybe.
Yes, they
Maybe.
do.
Okay. Good.
They'd better if they interact with them.
Is that what you
Yeah.
say?
Yes.
And then he looks towards you and he says, "Answer: mushrooms." Answer: mushrooms, and then he turns yellow.
Oh, so he just likes them. Okay.
Oh, they're not mushrooms. They're shrooms.
All right. I'll grab one of the
Far out,
orange.
man.
Question: me take mushroom?
And as soon as you say that, he turns a deep red.
Oh,
Okay.
God. You just got him
It
angry.
was a question. It was a question.
What do you do?
Apologize.
Me apologize. You.
And then he turns normal. And then he says, mushrooms, you not take.
Me not take mushrooms.
Oh,
Okay. Got it.
Color.
I got it. No mushrooms. No mushrooms for us, boys.
So what are you doing, Pico?
oh, I was just gonna go ahead and back up Galen there if there are any issues, but if he's good, I guess we'll go ahead and head
No,
back to the spiral
Like I
thing.
said, I didn't take one. I just asked if I could
Yeah.
have one, and then he said no. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, but I was thinking if I could help, like, explain your unintended impertinence or something.
Yeah.
Okay, you go up, and you notice that this leads back down as well. So what do you do?
So follow this around. Oh, geez. Well, there's a creature up there.
And as you enter, the first thing you notice is the light from straight to the north seems to be sunlight filtering in through some sort of entrance. And in front of the creature to the north, you can around him you make out the sky outside. And then to the passage to the north, just before that, you notice a white light coming through it, and
Oh,
then of
wow.
course you see blue light coming from this way.
I found another.
Oreo, you notice as you're looking in, you see these globes, glass globes of light, and amongst the crystals, you see piles of metal. You see gratings that have looks like they've just been ripped out of the facility and just put on the ground. You see one of the metal beds that's lit up. You see one of the metal beds that's empty. You see this thing over here that reminds you of those large cylinders that shot you way back in the way back in the crater. And you see various other pieces of technology there. And in the middle, you just hear this harmony of them all just speaking continuously. It's just continuous notes. And if you didn't know any better, it'd feel like they were chanting. And you see that the creature at the front is yellow and definitely looks very different.
Yeah, you think the creator might be in there?
And Pico, you have found yourself in a large cave that is purple, and in front, you at the end you see one of the creatures, and behind him you see metal debris. And as you approach, he starts speaking to you. But unfortunately, I'm not sure who your guidebook went. So who did Ira go with? Since you're all
Oh,
Uh,
he's almost certainly not with me, so I'm just going to back off. I didn't want to get too close. I was mainly just exploring, trying to avoid going into rooms. I didn't realize I'd crossed a threshold there.
okay.
Um,
Yeah, you realize that you crossed the fresh threshold once you got into the purple area, and you seem to be
yeah.
on the wall, Ragu.
Yeah, I'm like totally screwed up here.
yeah, let's not split up. I know there's a lot of stuff
I
here,
know
but
I
we'll get
wasn't
to it
trying
all.
to. I was trying to catch up with Pico. I didn't know where he went, and I wound up in a wall.
All right. Well, I'm going to
So
let
I
if you
everybody
can help
know
me
that
out.
I did a quick pass through most of the cave network. Most of this seems like it could be homes for the crystal creatures. Um, there seems to be, actually, you guys are, there's another doorway in here just around to the south. If we go left here where I'm standing, there's another entry going directly up if we want to walk in more conventionally.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's up to you, Galen, considering that these people might be more in touch with you, who you want to talk to first, but there's a lot of people here I think you want to
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
get close to.
Let's start with the yellow one. But
Mhm. Yeah.
All right, here we go. So, yep, you see, Galen, this feels like a religious area to you.
mm.
Speaking of to the north of where you are, you hear continuous melodies as the creatures seem to revere the steel beds, one of which seems to be
Oh,
active. The
That's what I'm
artifacts,
saying.
many with glowing elements, seem to be scattered about in no particular order. So, what do you do?
I have a feeling that
Oh,
the
Devon, don't
so-called
go any
create.
further over there.
stop, stop, stop.
I have a feeling that the creator might be in that box.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what I'll tell everybody. That's what we Shadowkind would go in, and then we'd be born as crystals.
Well, if we're going to check out that room, I recommend you go first. I suspect that us non-shadow kind might be a little bit impertinent if we barge in.
Mm-hmm. I'll step only to here, and I'll wait.
Okay, and they continue their melodies, um, and it continues and it continues. How long are you gonna wait?
I'll wait at least 5 to 10 minutes. I also want to be studying this because I have a ceremony, and I want to be studying this as a religious ceremony because it interests me.
Fair enough.
Um,
Go ahead and make a religion check.
Can I make a ceremony check, or should it be religion?
You can do ceremony.
All right.
I've got an idea before we're going into the room. What if we go ahead and ask one of the other nearby crystals, in one of the adjacent rooms, um, where the location is of the leader, and see if they point laterally instead of up?
We
Isn't
can
Ira gonna
also.
be in there with Galen though right now? So we don't have really an interpreter.
Well, the idea would be that we would all go to some other one instead of being up in that religious room right now.
All right, so Galen, 10 minutes passes, and they don't show any signs of letting up. But based on your experience, this could go on for an hour, and you
Mhm.
wouldn't be surprised. Um, but you're starting to notice a pattern, and working with ire, you're kind of able, despite the speed of the chanting, or you're able to kind of gather some of the words. And it seems to be that they are chanting to the almighty deceased creator who has moved on and watches them from all around. And and it seems, based on the reverence, that the body of the creator, or at least um, one of the creators, seems to be inside that bed, and they seem to
Okay.
be revering that creator and seeking its guidance from beyond.
Well, I'll leave them to it for now. Um, let's talk to the guy that was over this way. But yeah, so okay, this is the purple side. I won't go in. I'm just looking.
Yeah. Yeah, there is one at the end. He did ask me a question. There's actually a lot of cave stuff to the south, a lot of purple rooms. I think there was a green one
This
and
is
a
a
fairly
green room.
neutral cyan one. But yeah, crystals in a lot of those.
Let's start with this guy. Maybe he can be like our tour guide.
Okay.
He is just right here. Oh, there's more.
Yep.
Okay.
As you enter, he turns around and he starts to say something and then immediately stops and then turns cyan. And then he turns back a normal color and he says, "Question, identity you."
Answer. Uh, me identity Galen. I don't know.
And you
Um,
try to say Galen, but there's no word for Galen.
yeah. Me identity.
Go, go, go,
Um,
green. I don't
should
know.
I say should I
Trying to
say
help.
unknown or something? I want to tell them that I'm like one of the people that goes in the bed
Oh.
without having them worship me.
Mhm.
Um,
Well, I think I'm going to try and say
or have Iris
memory
say that.
error. We search memory repair.
And then the creature turns cyan and then normal again. And then he says, "Question, you seek to see outside, or outside you seek."
Um,
And
I
then
don't
he
know.
moves out of the way, and then you can see what looks like a peephole. Basically a small little tunnel, and it leads right out, and you can see right outside, and you can see that you're probably about 20 feet, 20 to 30 feet above the ground, and you can see, you can see outside the spire.
Hmm. Thank you.
And he says, "Question, outside memory repair?"
Answer no.
And then he turns blue and then moves back and looks outside and then turns normal again. So what do you do?
Huh. Okay. Well, I'll leave him to that. Let's find another one. Maybe we should just go talk to the yellow one. I don't like.
I
I
think you
want.
hurt his feelings because he likes looking outside, and it's not going to make him any better.
Well, he may be
Even
sad that
though
he
they
wasn't
don't have
able to
words
help
for
fix the
emotion.
problem.
Yeah,
I
even
think
though they
he's
don't
just.
have words for emotions, they're all very emotional.
Well, yeah. I think that he's just sad that it didn't. His solution didn't work. For me, at least.
Alrighty. Anyway, so I think what we're going to do is we got about 10 minutes left, so I think we'll go ahead and hold it here. We seem to be at a good stopping point. So let me go ahead and get your experience together.
Oh, so this is the part where combat's going to start next session.
Somehow I hope. Like I doubt it.
Yeah.
What am I
I'm
looking
not
for?
fighting these crystals.
Documents. Where is my experience thing? There it is. All right. Let me go ahead and get this going. So that's 200. 1, 2, 300. 1, 2, 300. 6, 7, 8. And then I know that Oreo failed a couple of times.
Yep, I fell twice.
Pico, did you fail twice?
I only failed once in a round. The other failure was a partial success. So
And Ragu, I seem to remember you being fairly successful. You might have failed once, right?
I
uh, I don't think I saw anything, although I could be wrong. I know Galen failed once.
All right, so yeah, Galen, and I'm pretty sure I saw Devok fail once, and of course Ire wasn't here. All right, so that's 800 experience points for everybody. You got 200 for encounters, 300 for treasure, and 300 for exploration.